start already! Okay, it started. Good.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
It's been this kind of night so far.
It's been this kind of week so
I
far.
swear, every week, Livestream producer gets slower and slower and slower. Hold on, I need a light.
It might actually get slower and slower and slower. We don't know.
Initialized in Livestream. There we go.
Actually get slower and slower and slower. We don't know.
Initialized in Livestream. There we go.
Actually get slower and slower and slower. We don't know.
What the hell?
Initialized in Livestream.
Why am I hearing myself multiple
Actually
times
get
over?
slower and slower and slower. We don't know.
What the hell?
Initialized in Livestream.
What is going on? Oh, and that's buffering now, and that's buffering, and what the fuck is going on? Anti-lag feature triggered. The Google Hangout is imploding. Lost internet connection. My fucking god. Why? No. Yeah, that's just great. Are we actually running now? Holy shit. Wow.
Oh boy.
That was painful.
Yeah,
it's great.
that's terrible. It's actually.
I don't know what are happening. Let me check how much disk space I have. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay.
I looked at when we first started up. I looked at my memory footprint. It was 7.3 gigs of memory.
Notice all my hard drives are in the red for space. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another technical problem-filled Saturday night InSaNiTy. I am your host, Zaranizerac, joined as always by specially selected by lottery members of geeky.com. Introduce yourselves, gentlemen, in whatever order you want.
I'm not gonna. Oh, something never started.
We knew you were going to
I was actually thinking about jumping in, and
Just
I was
everybody
like,
Yeah. I was
that backfired.
I'm Skidslip, the host of Burn Podcast Burn and Movie Gangbang, and writer and social media manager of Geeky.
Yay. Take it away, whoever.
Wait, this is an Anthropology 205.
No,
Oh my
it isn't.
god.
Oddly enough.
I guess I'm Garbage Gamer. I have a
Garbage.
channel with nothing on it, and I'm co-founder of Geeky.com.
Yay!
Garbage gamer.
He hasn't written anything in months.
Yes! Lethargy for the win. Rest assured, Cass, everyone
Tell who you
laughed.
are.
That's the
I
one
was
problem.
just following it in the street.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's the one problem with jokes like that. You can't always be there to see the reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Yes, you can. You can watch the stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name
Because
is
it feels somewhat egotistical to do that, but I did actually want to see your reactions.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the guy who says, yeah, and I said, that wasn't my wife.
Well, that okay.
Whoa! What the hell
Go,
just happened
Justin,
there?
go.
No.
Just go.
What is going on? Stop it!
Oh, no.
Oh, name is Stop, man.
God
I like candy.
damn it!
I really like it.
I also like candy.
Me too.
My name is Stoudman, and welcome to Jackass. Oh! That was the greatest
Yeah, I
intro
just realized I'm kind of... It was, yes, because it actually had some feeling to it. We're referring to Stoudman's self-introduction in this week's movie Gangbang. This week we did... Let me actually find the DVD. Just a second here.
We were recovering from the evils of Hundra.
Yes. Yeah. Episode 26.
I hope you guys all
last
enjoyed
week.
that.
The long-awaited Hundra finally, mercifully, behind us. So yeah, just search episode 26 on the geeky.com site and check that out, if you dare. And yeah, so this week was episode 27. We did The Ghastly Love of Johnny X, the lowest grossing film of 2012. And yeah, very unjustly the lowest grossing film of 2012, because we all had an absolute blast. In fact, if you listen to the commentary, there's long stretches where we're not really saying much because we're actually engrossed in the film. Like, how often does that happen on Movie Gangbang? Not very. So, if you check out the Facebook page, I posted the link to the Movie Gangbang. It's also on the Geeky side. Skinslip also posted it on his page. I think it's on the Geeky Facebook page. I also posted a link to the Amazon page for the DVD. You can also
all over our Twitter page.
You can also stream it. You can also see it on Netflix. So there's no excuse by this point not to see the movie. It is widely available and easily obtainable and well worth checking out. Yeah, so we're all going to do DVD reviews, or at least I am. I think everybody else is going to do movie reviews because they don't actually have the DVD yet. But yeah, so I'm going to do a DVD and movie review. And Brandon Skinslip's going to be doing something about it on your podcast this week.
Yeah, me and Jeff are going to be doing a review of it on the podcast.
Awesome.
On Tuesday, the rescheduled time of which we're going to do it. Normally it's supposed to be on Fridays, but things keep happening on Fridays. At this point, I'm inclined to permanently make it Tuesday.
Yeah,
more than half the episodes have been on Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think Fridays... Apparently, Cass is one of our lizard overlords.
Oh, right.
Apparently,
right,
you need to get the cloaking device repaired there, Cass. It seems to be cutting out. Our lizard overlord masters will be most disappointed by your lack of stealth. I like how they send...
How could I possibly be stealthy? I was like, hi, here I am.
I can't imagine Cass being like a long-range recon patrol guy or whatever. Hey guys, you heard that one? Oh shit, there's enemies there. Damn.
Well, that's what Charlotte finds hilarious, my girlfriend, for folks who don't know the name. Because she considers me like the least stealthy or sneaky person possible, and yet she can't understand how I've had an illustrious career as a mystery shopper.
Yeah, I know.
Her version of me moving through a store while I'm mystery shopping is going obvious, 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 obvious.
Just verbally saying obvious.
I'm not the mystery shopper.
Well, I try to just act natural. I don't like, if my webcam's a store clerk, I'm not walking by going. I'm just looking at
the
notepad. Read off of the
So, Mr. Blade asks, when is the Movie Gangbang going to get posted on iTunes? And the answer is, whenever iTunes finally scrapes the RSS and lists it. It's already up on the site. It's already on the RSS, which takes whenever they...
Usually within 24 hours, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but they do it, I think it's every 6 hours they scrape.
Oh, okay, so any minute
now.
Any minute.
Midnight, I think.
Haji
Midnight,
goes.
East Coast time. So,
Yes.
no, it could be 6 a.m. East Coast time now. So, tomorrow. For all intents and purposes.
Haji goes, Cass looks like he's been phase blurred to protect the innocent.
That's right, yeah. Haji said, yeah, sorry, I was reading the wrong line. Yeah, Jeff Messerman says, podcast spoiler, I fucking loved it. Yeah, he actually saw the movie before any of us, because we were going to do we were going to do Johnny X last week. You may recall we were talking about it in the podcast, or getting all our social media endeavors mixed up. In the show here last week, the last week's show of this, we were talking about doing it, but we started to, but we ran into technical problems that were just insurmountable, and finally just all gave up and watched other things instead. But yeah, at least we got Hundra out of the way finally, so that's good.
I can finally sell it. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sell it, of course.
No.
I can't seem to get rid of it. It's just me here on my shelf forever.
In all its jaggy glory.
I know, it's terrible. Forcing Mill Creek transfer. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, Mill Creek transfer looks like a Criterion release compared to that DVD.
It does. It's sad. And it's literally the only thing bad that Subversive Entertainment ever put out.
Really?
Subversive.
Must have just had a shitty master or something.
I don't know.
Just like
I don't know.
a pre-transferred SD master that they could do nothing about.
Probably.
Yeah.
But everything else they've done is just great looking. Dust Devil was great looking.
Huh.
All the Richard Stanley documentaries they released were great looking. So.
Yeah. Hey, Bringer Funerals is in the house. Hey, David, how's it going, man?
Yay, what's up?
He was just asking, hey guys, just tuned in. Hey, Zaire Nizrak, did you enjoy watching Breaking Bad? Yes, absolutely. I had an absolute blast. I marathoned all 62 episodes in about a week. And then Stout actually beat me. He hadn't seen it, but had heard me raving about it. He was like, fine, I'll check out a couple of episodes and see what all the hoopla is about. And he ended up marathoning the entire series in 4 days.
Before you were done with it, he started after you started and finished before you finished.
Yes. No, actually, he finished a little bit after me. It was like the day after me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
because he didn't start soon enough.
yeah, I had to split up the last few episodes over the course of a couple of nights just because I was getting right to the end of the series right as I started my job, so I just didn't have as many hours to spare on marathoning. So, yeah. But yeah,
it's not
awesome.
like you're me and don't have a job or any prospects or anything.
I definitely. Yeah, so Stout was like true marathoning, like hardcore. Get up in the morning, start watching Breaking Bad, watch it for 16 straight hours, and then go to bed. Rinse and repeat for the next 3 days.
I've been doing similar things with Supernatural, the 22 one-hour episodes, though, so
yeah.
or 45-minute episodes. So it's like,
you could bang
I've been watching like 10 episodes a day.
You could bang through. I was gonna say you could bang through about half a season a day.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
I just finished season 5 this afternoon. I'm taking a slight break.
Nice.
I'm gonna watch like a movie tonight or whatever, and then I'm gonna start again tomorrow on season 6.
Yeah. We should start watching some Twin Peaks around Halloweenish time because it is a very scary show and in a lot of ways.
We gotta get back to Doctor Who.
We gotta do that too. But at least
finish Miami Vice.
At least Twin Peaks is short. So there's that.
We're supposed to finish the first season of Miami Vice before we started Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I know, but that's before it became Halloween.
That had nothing to do with it, and you know it.
We're close enough. We can start Twin Peaks and get back to Miami Vice. We'll be fine.
If we leave Miami Vice, we'll never get back.
Yeah, we will. We will. We absolutely
just
will.
Just like we were going to go on Thundercats.
Don't start on Thundercats. That's a whole other ball of wax.
I'm tired of seeing Tiger fuck everything up.
We're watching shorter things first, like, Miami Vice and Twin Peaks and Doctor Who.
50 years of Doctor Who.
50 years of Doctor Who compressed into a year and a half.
Doctor Who.
It's like the screen
Jeff
cannot encompass.
Jeff said in the chat, Exorcist 2, the heretic screams out to be violently gangbanged. It's bug fuck crazy.
I've never actually seen Exorcist 2. I've only seen the first one and the third one.
I've only seen the first one.
The third one is actually pretty good. As I recall, it's been a long time, but I remember
I almost saw the prequels. I almost did a double feature, but then I was like,
Howler Mouse says, I like Fire Walk With Me. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I know a lot of people shit on Fire Walk With Me. That's the movie that was done after the show. I actually really like it, too. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it definitely has a different feel to it because it's covering, there's not as much of the humor and such that was in the show because it's covering a very dark period of the story, so that's understandable. But
when does it take place?
It takes place before the series.
Oh, okay.
So, but you don't want to watch it before the series because it will spoil things. But,
just like the Star Wars prequels, you watch them after you watch the Star Wars originals because they spoil shit.
Well, the thing is about the movie is yes, it's a prequel, but it's a prequel that assumes you're familiar with the series. Like there is no mercy given to those who are unfamiliar with the series. So if you go in cold to watch Fire Walk with Me, you'll pick up on the major stuff, but you'll miss out on a lot of the subtleties. But if you've seen the series, then you'll pick up on those subtleties and get a lot more out of it. Plus, there actually, even though it is a prequel, there are references to things that happen after the series, and thus far they are the only answers we've been given as to the resolution of those particular threads.
So it's not particularly bad to watch it first. It's just meant to be watched afterwards. You could watch first and get enjoyment still.
Oh yeah, you could
get the references from the movie later.
But if you watch it first, then you'll be ruining parts of the series for yourself.
Right.
So it's better just to watch everything in the order it came out. So
David Osborne said, "No skin slip. You just don't watch the prequels. Fuck
That's
you.
right,
I'll watch them if I want. I'll do what I want."
Manson says, "Wonders how many Doctor Who Sean could watch in a week." Well, if I had unlimited time,
all of them.
I could watch quite a bit. Like, I could sit down and marathon at least several stories in one go without any problem. I mean, even with the ones when we've been watching, we'll sometimes double bill and watch a couple of stories.
6 hours of Who.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Cat.
Yeah, thank you. Thunderous typing.
Sorry. I've actually switched over to my Ray mic because I'm going to go make some food so I can stay on with you guys.
Oh, okay. So you'll be talking to us and hearing us from the kitchen?
Yes.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
Well, I'm taking my laptop into the kitchen.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
I had the biggest plate of ramen earlier.
Hooray for Wi-Fi.
So cool.
Yeah. And not being on a desktop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make some food.
Drag the whole computer over.
Multiple extension cords.
Sci-Fi Guy 68 asks, "Hey Sean and whoever has seen it, have you caught the Tomorrow People? If you have, what are your thoughts on it?" I have not yet. It's on my must check it out list. I just haven't got around to it yet.
The first 2 episodes have aired, I think.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Tomorrow People is actually the third time they've done a Tomorrow People series. It is a remake of a remake. The original series was done in the 70s. It was a British series. I actually do have the DVD set of that. You can probably just barely see it back there near the Doctor Who's. But I love the 70s series, and then it came back briefly on Nickelodeon, I think, in the 90s, and lasted like one season. Kind of the same, but kind of different. I saw the sort of teaser trailer they put out for the new one, and I really like the look of it from what I saw in that. It looks like they're doing it as a really, good, serious sci-fi series. So it's definitely one I want to check out. So maybe by next week I'll have seen whatever episodes are out so far. Alright, have fun, Haji. Haji's watching the Wreck series. Just finished 1 and 2, and he's jumping into 3. I have not actually seen Wreck 3 yet.
I've only seen Wreck 1, actually.
Yeah, you should definitely see the second one as well. I liked it.
Yeah, I got the trilogy. Just been doing other things, Supernatural mainly.
So Skinslip says, or David says, "Okay, Skinslip, you are the boss." Sarah Isaac, what are your thoughts on the Doctor Who story, Remembrance of the Daleks? Remembrance of the Daleks, I think it's actually a better 25th anniversary story than the actual 25th anniversary story of Silver Nemesis. Simply for the fact that, not only is it a better story than Silver Nemesis, but I think it has a lot more references back to classic Doctor Who than Silver Nemesis does. It goes back to essentially the date of the original series first airing, and you see the Daleks in it, which are way bigger villains and more relevant to the history of the series than the Cybermen were. I mean, the Cybermen are close second for sure, but
Yeah, close second. I was going to say that.
But I mean, the Daleks will always be king. So I mean, yes, an anniversary story. You want the fucking Daleks in it first and foremost. You know, and I don't want to say too much for those who haven't seen it, but I mean, you see a lot of things that, you know, you're like, oh hey, you know, and there's a lot of oh hey moments and recognizable things from the past of the series in that story. Whereas with Silver Nemesis, you're just like, oh.
I can't wait so I can be like, huh.
It's like,
okay.
Oh, it's kind of interesting, I guess.
Awesome. Why?
So,
Jeff!
Oh my God, Wario's here.
So to me personally, Remembrance of the Daleks will always be the actual 25th anniversary story, because I think that's the one where Sylvester McCoy's era really started to pick up and get really good, and just the series generally started to get really good again, and you know. And that was a pretty good season overall. And then his last season was just fucking awesome. I mean, I don't think there's a single bad story in season 26. And then, of course, since it was getting so good again, that's when they decided to cancel it. Thanks, Michael Grade, you fucking asshole. There will be no forgiveness, ever. And hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Google
AKA
chat.
Schlockmeister
For the first time.
On Geeky.
Although not the first time, some of
Can't
our
hear
viewers
you.
may have
Give me
seen
the-
you on camera, because of course you've been doing the burn cod past burn with Skin Slip for the past
Nailed
few
it.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, Google automatically mutes you when there's more than 3 people. So, it's the top right corner here.
I feel unmuted now.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, David
I
says.
found
David
my
says,
voice.
awesome to hear your thoughts. Love the Seventh Doctor, my top classic, and yeah, Survival was a good episode. Yeah, the Seventh Doctor gets shat on a lot too, and I've never really understood that.
Who's that?
Sylvester McCoy.
I don't know, he looks kind of cool to me.
I thought he was great. I mean, he very much, you know, he again, like with each portrayal, I mean, he brings a lot of elements of previous Doctors into his performance and does his own thing on top of that. And you know, his first season was kind of hit and miss, but his second and third seasons I thought were pretty damn good. There's some really good stories in there, and you know, I don't know, I don't get it. Haters be hating.
Yeah, people have their favorite and they have their the one they don't like the most.
Yeah.
Know?
Oh no, it's not so much that they don't like him the most. It's like outright hatred, like just blind hate for all things Sylvester McCoy. And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, really?
I've seen some of his quotes. He sounds pretty awesome.
He has some epic quotes. He has some great quotes in his time.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, you know, what more do you want from a doctor?
And they were starting to do some interesting things with the show at that point, because they were starting to bring some of the mystery back into who the Doctor was and stuff like that, and hints about his past, and you know, they were taking it in some interesting directions that, you know, sadly didn't get further explored until, well, now.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. David says, I think he based a lot on the Second Doctor being a trickster, acting the fool, but not actually being stupid. Yeah, I think that is
Yeah.
a large part of it, for sure.
I hope he evolves it enough that I like the character. I was not really a fan of the Second Doctor. Not hated him, mind you. I just wasn't as much of a fan because I love the First Doctor so much.
Oh, I know.
He replaced him.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard.
Oh my God, Cass.
What are you writing, Cass?
Sorry.
Just stop it. Just cut your fingers off and put them in a jar until the show's over.
Stop ruining the
okay.
show.
Now my train of thought derailed because of thunderous typing.
Something about your First Doctor dying.
Oh yeah, well it's like your first Doctor always makes the biggest impression on you, because that's your introduction to the show, and for the longest time that for you is what defines the show, is that Doctor's portrayal. So
Yeah.
I think when you get to that first regeneration, which if you know the show going in at all, you know it's coming at some point, but you're never really ready for it until it happens. When you get to that first regeneration, it really doesn't matter how good the next Doctor is. You're going to hate him because he's not the doctor to you.
He's not. I don't know about.
He's not your doctor. But
I didn't hate him. I just didn't like
Stout, I
him.
hate
But then, as you carry through and you get to the next one, maybe you like the next one better because it's like you're accustomed to that now, and you get you know, even though you're consciously aware that that's a part of the show, it's like when it actually happens, you're not emotionally ready for it.
Yeah, I'm really liking Pertwee.
Like for example, for me, when my first regeneration was 4th into 5th, so going from Tom Baker, who for many just embodies Doctor Who and all things the Doctor, going from Tom Baker to Peter Davison, who is a much more subdued, straight performance, like serious performance. It's a very big contrast, and for a long time I didn't really like Peter Davison's stuff. And since then, going back and rewatching, I'm like, actually, he was really good. I just think I just think I didn't like him at the time because I wanted more Tom Baker.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to feel the same way when that happens.
Yeah.
No! No!
Yeah.
Just start weeping.
Yeah.
The Davidson episodes were really complex too. I mean, the sci-fi elements it was just drenched. I mean, they really got some heavy duty stuff. That the Tom Baker ones, while they were, you know, as well, they were a little more cliffhangery and a little more, obviously a lot more humor. But the Davidson ones, man, I remember. I mean, I was watching those at like age 14. And just having my mind blown. It's like, what's being said here?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, I know, it's true, because they do get a lot more into, like, proper sci-fi with a lot of his stories and stuff. And also just the subject matter. I mean, like, some of the stories deal with some, like, heavy stuff, like the world ending and things like that, and like, post-apocalyptic scenarios. I always really loved his last story, The Caves of Androzani. I know that's generally considered one of the all-time great stories by the fans. Even people who didn't particularly like Davison say, like, yeah, I didn't really like Davison, but Caves of Androzani, that was awesome. And the thing that I really liked about that one, for example, was...
Sorry.
And this is why Cass will never be a ninja.
I was carrying my laptop into the kitchen and I bonked it into one of the ceiling lights.
The role of Solid Snake will be portrayed by Cassidy McLean.
I'd like to see him play it that clumsily too, like, oh shit!
But the thing that struck me about the Caves of Androzani was it was just such a deadly serious story from start to finish. And like most typical Doctor Who stories, you've got the main villain, but then there will be some characters that the Doctor makes friends with and allies himself with throughout that story. Not so in the Caves of Androzani. In the Caves of Androzani, everybody wants to kill him, and everybody has a different reason for it, and you just have this sense of impending doom, and like even the Doctor at one point is just like, fuck! like there's just nothing he can do to get on anybody's good side until finally he's just like, well, I guess all we can do is try to survive. And it's just great. It's just such a tense, intense story with this wonderful sense of impending doom. Like, even if you didn't know it was his final story going in, you know that you're headed for something big by the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you get, like, what I think is one of the best regeneration scenes in the entire history of the series to cap it all off. It's just fantastic. Sheer perfection.
I remember the ultimate fate of Adric, which I won't mention here in case people haven't gone down that road. But that was just again, for my 14-year-old mind, it was just that one really shocked me as well. Just blew me away, and how they handled the way they filmed it, the way they filmed it was just
yeah, absolutely. I actually just got
still jittery.
I know, goosebumps.
Still shaking.
No, that's great.
Howler Mouse said, I had problems with companions being changed. I love Leela and was surprised she was so disliked. That's what I have a problem with too. Is I'll latch on to some like characters like Jamie
Yeah.
And then Jamie will leave. I'm like, no, Jamie! It's like, God, Jamie was awesome.
I know, it's funny, because, yeah, you didn't care so much for the second Doctor, but you loved Jamie. I remember that.
I loved his companions. He had great companions.
Yeah, and Zoe. You gotta love Zoe.
Yeah. I mean,
She's so cute.
And I'll repeat, I did not hate the second Doctor. I did not get as attached to him as I did the first Doctor.
Yeah.
So when he had his transition to the third Doctor, I was like, cool. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a big deal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing makes you appreciate your favorite Doctor more than when you go to the next Doctor.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the third Doctor.
Pertwee's awesome.
I was almost afraid it was going to be, they're going to be like, nope, William Hartnell's still the best. Nope, no way. Just
I
refuse
still
to like any other
of the
Doctors.
of the three that I've seen large amounts of episodes for and actually remember stories of, I still like Hartnell more than Pertwee. But Pertwee's definitely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pertwee's great. I find it funny that, I mean, he can't. Well, I've said this before. Is like he came primarily from a comedy background, but the way he plays the Doctor is very serious most of the time. Like he's the type of Doctor that does not suffer fools gladly or at all.
It's interesting considering previous Doctors have a little bit more lenient about such things.
Mm-hmm. And he's very short and direct with people. He's like, here's the way it is. Oh, you don't understand? You're a fool.
I've seen. I don't remember much, but I remember some of like Tom Baker's mannerisms and stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing full episodes and remembering what those were. 'Cause it's been forever. High school, freshman year of high school.
See where all those random memories fit in.
Which is nearly 20 years ago now. Like, oh God, it's old.
That's right. Yeah, David says 5 to 6, awesome regeneration. 6 to 7, just no. Yeah, the problem with the regeneration from 6 to 7 is it wasn't a real regeneration. They kind of faked it. Because that was after Colin Baker had been let go, after all the bullshit he went through with the BBC and how they fucked him around. And he, I think, very justifiably declined to do the regeneration scene. Which is unfortunate. Like, basically, his take on it was he was shocked that he was being canned because of all the fucking politics behind the scenes that really had nothing to do with him. Yeah. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, let me come back and do one more season. So I'll have a full season to at least do some of what we were trying to do with my Doctor over the course of my run. And then have the regeneration at the end of it. At least that way we've got a proper lead up to it and we can build up to it and stuff like that. And, you know, he presented, I thought, a very reasonable suggestion. And said, you know, call me back and let me know. They never called back. He's like, rude. Well, guess that's it. But that's old guard BBC. Thankfully, they're not like that anymore. The assholes are long gone.
For now.
Yeah.
It's cyclical. So.
Yeah. Now they actually appreciate the cash cow that is Doctor Who, and are actually trying to keep it alive somewhat. And
when the assholes come in, they're not gonna not use the Doctor as a cash cow. They're just gonna do stupid things like cut budgets back slowly and to make more money off it. Yeah. That's what will happen, and it's going to happen eventually because it goes in cycles. It's life and death, and that's how it works. It's the longevity of the product means it'll survive that and go back to the next prosperous period.
Yeah. Well, Joel Davison says that's what's so great about the show. I think it's about time and its changes, and we hate change, but we end up weathering the storm along with the Doctor. That's very true. We both dread and embrace change at the same time. It's like we're always sad to see
change.
We're always sad to see a Doctor go that we've come to love over the years, but at the same time we're excited to see what the new guy's going to bring to it. So, you know, the cycle goes on.
In the case of us, over the Doctor we've latched onto over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know. Blowing through 3 years of episodes in 3 weeks.
A month and a half, whatever. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, we watched every single Patrick Troughton story using reconstructions where necessary to fill in the gaps.
Just a lot of them.
So we've seen every single Patrick Troughton story without exception, every single episode in one form or another, and it was actually fun for me because I had never experienced a lot of those stories before, so a lot of it was new to me as well. So I was getting pieces of the saga that I'd never had before. It was fun. And then they found a pile of missing episodes. Like, damn it. Well, good, but we just watched the reconstructions of all those.
Some of them we're going to go back and revisit. Some of them we won't.
You know, we've been trained to embrace change on television, from like the regeneration of Darren Stevens, from Dick York to Dick Sargent. So I mean, we should
there you go.
Yeah.
He's Time Lord.
Yeah, they never got a proper regeneration scene for that. It was so, got shafted.
God.
Well, James Bond, of course,
actors like that.
up here saying, James Bond is a Time Lord. Like,
And that doesn't necessarily saying it isn't. Because, I mean, that kid, it fits. I mean,
they're both British, therefore.
It's very likely.
Absolutely. Are you a Tennant girl, Jedzia? Jedzia says, like David Tennant, I loved him. After Matt Smith, I just didn't enjoy Hugh like I used to. But Matt Smith is so good. I don't get why people shit on Matt Smith.
I've seen so many interviews with Matt Smith, and he just seems like the most wonderful person.
Yeah.
Like, how can his doctor be that bad? Honestly.
He is. Like, if you've seen how he acts with the really young fans and stuff. I mean, it reminds me of Tom Baker and John Pertwee back in the day. How they would always introduce themselves to kids as the Doctor. It wasn't like, "Hi, I play the Doctor on TV." It's like, "Hi, I'm the Doctor."
Yeah, and kids go, "Yeah!"
And that's very much how Matt Smith introduces himself to kids as well. I think David Tennant does as well. Very cool with the kiddies.
You have to be cool to kids. I mean, come
Absolutely.
on. If you're
Well,
not,
then they get
you
together
won't
and
be
they're
in
like-
the future.
They're like, "Hi, I'm the doctor." It's like, "No, I'm the doctor. We're both the doctor. Shut up."
Well, I liked in the Three Doctors when
Yes.
I just loved how they were constantly bickering.
Yes.
I thought that was
was very
great.
cool.
Their bickering was hilarious. It's like,
I can't.
he
Is
is
there
one
a
of me. It's
four
like, oh
doctors?
no. He is one of me.
Is the next special have the next the Doctor 2, 3, and 4?
No.
Or is it like the 5 Doctors the next special?
The 5 Doctors is the next
Okay.
big multi-doctor one.
Gotcha.
Which
And is that where there's a stand-in for for Hartnell?
Well, sort of. They had another elderly actor step into the role, who actually did a really good job. I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Okay.
And then you got.
I know he died shortly after the 3 Doctors.
He did. Yeah, he died like 2 years after. But I mean, you could tell even just in that, like it had only been maybe 6 years since he had done the show, and he looked like he'd aged about 15 years since he last. I mean, he looked.
Sickness will do that to someone.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That was the main reason he wasn't able to take a more active role, and was just kind of stuck up on the monitor screen, is because his health wasn't doing too well. But he really wanted to participate in it, like it was really important to him. So they found a way to work him in.
It's because Hartnell knew exactly how important Doctor Who was. I mean,
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, and what it had become.
Unlike Eccleston.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to the Adventure in Space and Time movie, because I'm suspecting that that's going to give us a lot of insight into what Hartnell's take on it all was at the time, and how he wanted to continue doing it, but his health just wouldn't allow for it.
I'm really looking forward to that movie. When does that come out? Do we know?
I believe it's also on the 23rd. So the 23rd is going to be the movie
God.
and the 50th anniversary special.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, I will save the movie and we can all watch it together. I mean, I'm happy to do that.
I will download the movie so I can watch it in high def on my end.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that one. Looks like it's going to be a good one.
And I fully realize there's no way I'm going to avoid the spoilers on the 23rd. There's no way. There's just going to be everybody's going to be yelling to the heavens. I'm not going to be able to avoid it, so I'm just going to deal with it.
I know.
I might even just read the spoilers and go, okay, now I don't have to avoid them.
There you go.
Done. Just get it over with. Just dive head first into the spoilers.
What's Cass doing? Oh, he's typing. I thought he was cooking. Is he typing a novel while cooking?
Yes.
Yes.
Jeff is also cooking, or
Wait.
just Jeff wandering around? Are you taking us to the bathroom, Jeff? Are you taking us to the bathroom? Are we going to see you poop?
Not yet.
Not yet. He's working on it. I got a log brewing. Just be patient. It's a coming.
You're like blinking, like, wait a minute. The wall's white behind you. Are you in the bathroom? Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't cook your headphones there, Mass.
Don't cook your
Try not to.
No, I had to tell my wife that Carol from Bob Newhart died today, and she was devastated.
That's right, Mrs.
Oh,
Edna
yeah.
Krabappel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard.
And Lou Scheimer died a couple weeks ago. Everybody keeps sending me messages about it. Are you going to do a video about it? Are you going to do a video about it? I don't normally do obituary videos, but I might mention it in a quickie
It
somewhere.
is the Scheimer, though.
Well, this is true, and I guess it is significant because I spent a hell of a long time collecting together all those DVDs, and I certainly
Yeah.
did. And I certainly did grow up with a lot of those cartoons.
I meant to ask you,
Yeah.
at the used shop, at the half price books I went to, they had the New Adventures of He-Man, which I remember enjoying, right?
Yeah.
But it was used, and it looked immaculate for $20. Is that a fair deal, or is that
That's
about
not bad.
right?
No, that's good. I mean, it's not currently available. It's out of print,
Okay.
and it has not been re-released. So
I was considering picking it up.
there's
but
2
I was like,
volumes,
"Ah."
just so you know.
Yes,
There's
they had
2
both
sets.
of them.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
for
$20 each.
a lot of people, that's the He-Man series that everybody shits on, and again,
it was okay.
I think it's one of those unjust things because people shit on it because it's not like the old series, because it's not
Right.
It's more sci-fi than fantasy.
It's a valid shitting. I
You know.
mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
but taken as its own thing, it's actually not a bad show.
exactly.
It's
Which
actually
is what
quite
me and Jeff were talking
entertaining.
about with the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
The remakes, you like, take it as your own thing, and it's a really good movie. You ignore
Yeah.
the fact it's just called Halloween as an homage, and it's just got some similar names as an homage. That's it.
Mm.
Its own movie. You know? Just like, yeah.
Well, I guess somebody needs to defend them, and it might as well be Skinslip. I have not seen them, so I cannot say one way or the other. I've only heard. Different
Cyber
things.
6 says today I found out that Day of the Doctor is playing in his local theater.
Yes, they on the official Doctor Who Facebook page the other day, they actually put up a list of places in North America, like theaters in North America, all over Canada and the U.S., where Day of the Doctor is playing in theaters, both in 2D and 3D.
Yeah, I think it's in Austin also.
Oh, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. So I checked my neck of the woods, and no. I swear mine is like the only city in all of Canada that doesn't have it. But I'll keep an eye open and see. If not, maybe I'll just make a pilgrimage down to Victoria and watch it there. Or I'll just say, fuck it. I'll just watch it online and then buy the Blu-ray when it comes out. The hell?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
It's like someone's hacking up a lung.
Do you have a dying grandmother bedridden in the other room there, perhaps?
Okay. It's playing at three theaters in the rebroadcast, but not as a live one.
Bring me my mush!
In Austin, there's 3 of them. 3.
And my spitting bucket!
Run into the living room and get my stogie.
You're not doing anything to the doctor.
This is my Pomeranian, I swear.
Your
Closest live,
wow.
The closest live one's in Dallas.
Your
or
Pomeranian wants a stogie?
Is it a
And
smoker?
and a spitting bucket?
Oh, his Pomeranian's
Pomeranian.
badass, dude.
Wow.
His Pomeranian's basically a little evil shit. It's awesome. It's true. I saw it almost rip his face off online.
So was that it doing its "I've been possessed by the devil again" noise?
No, that's its normal noise.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How do you
I could have swore instead your mother's cocking out.
Marin.
Did you say it's your mother's cock?
Our local exorcist won't return my calls. I've been trying to get him over here for my Pomeranian, but
Yeah, I saw the dog's
it's not gonna
head.
happen.
The dog's head went 360 all around, shot pea soup, and said that's normal.
Okay. No, that's what they do. It's all good.
Yeah. See, like Chihuahuas are 50% tremble, 50% hate. It's more like 22% nice softness and 88% evil.
Wait, what was that? What was that from?
Sorry.
What was that from SpongeBob? 1% evil, 99% hot gas.
Joel Davison says, speaking of Lou Scheimer, I really wish Flash Gordon, the greatest adventure of all, would get an official release already. Yes! Oh my god, yes. Flash Gordon, the greatest adventure of all, is the original TV movie, the animated TV movie of Flash Gordon that Filmation did.
Oh.
It was later split up into the first 5 episodes with many scenes, like significant amounts of footage removed, and different. No, not because of the time. Actually, it was censored.
Oh, really?
It was censored from the original release, and there was all kinds of stuff removed. There was other stuff put in to make up for the loss of running time. So they're both significantly different. The DVD release I have of the complete series only has the miniseries version. It doesn't have the movie version. You can find it kicking around online, like really crappy VHS rips. But
So maybe the master strip can't be found?
I don't know what the story is with that. It might have been something that was done in collaboration with some other studio, maybe, or some other releasing company. So it might be a rights issue.
Or the master could have been written over to put something else on.
No. It was on film. All of it was on film.
Oh, it was on film.
The masters only disappeared. The original film masters only disappeared after Hallmark bought the entire Filmation, well, most of the Filmation library, and in their infinite wisdom, did transfers of the film prints to PAL Video, and then burned all the film prints.
Why? What's the point?
Because they're idiots. Because now we could have had Blu-rays of the entire freaking Filmation library, if not for Hallmark, making fucking PAL Masters. They made PAL Masters, so now the only existing masters have that fucking 4% speed up. All of them.
Look, how hard is it to just be like, okay, we don't want these film prints. We're going to sell them at whatever price. It's got to be a lot cheaper than burning them.
Yeah.
Which actually costs you money.
Well, I don't know if they actually burned. I just say that to be dramatic, but they discarded them. They are gone.
Yeah, well, throwing them away, that's stupid too. You could make any amount of money is more than no money you got for them.
Mm-hmm.
So even selling them to like companies that are going to do, like here, I'm going to sell you this print and a license to, exhibit it, but not to make like videos of it.
Even just selling it to private collectors. I mean, anything. At least then those prints would still be out there somewhere.
Some of them. Some of them probably would have still gone lost, but I mean, that's not the point.
But at least there would be a chance.
The majority of them would still be around.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It would be like Prince.
I mean, there's a very
Fritz Lang's Metropolis.
Very simple rule. Never get rid of your original masters. Make duplications, sure, and use the dupes as your primary, exhibition and archive the masters, but never junk your masters, ever. Do the major film studios do that? Fuck no.
Actually, what they're doing now is they have a lot of them have 4K and 8K transfers of them.
Well, that's fine.
They're not making any new masters. They're just letting their old masters get used until they fall apart. That's it.
That's fine. I mean, because at least in that case, you're scanning them at digital resolution that is equivalent to or better than the source. So you're capturing all that detail. And, preserving it digitally is going to be a hell of a lot easier than preserving actual film. But, But at least in that case, they're not making masters that are inferior in quality.
The hilarious part is this: with a hard drive, you have to replace that data. You have to replace the hard drive with a new hard drive, roughly every 10 years.
Yeah.
So they're actually incurring a larger cost by doing that.
Oh,
by just letting the old
yes.
prints die out.
Sorry,
you know?
just 1 second. Joel, he says, and this is why I wish Criterion did animation releases. I did get your messages. I keep meaning to respond and keep forgetting because I've been busy and tired. I would love to participate in that video you were talking about. Just send me whatever you need and let me know. Yeah, I'm game. I'm down. I just kept forgetting to say yes.
Well, Criterion isn't against animated releases. They had the rights to Coonskin for a long time.
Yeah.
But apparently Sony, it was Denon, had also had the rights, and so there was a dispute.
Denon?
And yeah,
The
they're
like
ones who released
stereo
the DVD.
manufacturer?
Yeah, they're the ones who made the current release or whatever.
Wow. I didn't know
And
they
so
did any of that.
what happened was Criterion subsequently had to let their rights lapse because they couldn't repurchase them because it's now owned by Denon or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's ridiculous because they tried to do that in the past. They had they had considered doing Fire and Ice. That got a really beautiful release by Blue Underground, so that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're not against releasing animated films. It just it hasn't worked out for them. Plus, Criterion right now probably has 3,000 to 5,000 rights to films, like films with the rights to it, right? And they're not going to release those all in 1 year.
No,
It's just
obviously.
insane.
No.
You know.
But I think part of the problem also is what would you release specifically? I mean, a lot of... I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. There's certain films that are notable. I mean, you want to talk anime, I would say maybe Ghost in the Shell. Like, the original Ghost in the Shell would be Criterion-worthy.
Akira.
Well, Akira, obviously, but that's had a Criterion release. Metropolis, I don't know. I don't know that Metropolis was a game changer, though. That's the thing.
Well,
I don't know that it was.
That aren't game changers.
And I don't. Yeah, I know, but I don't know that it was particularly culturally significant either. Akira and Ghost in the Shell, absolutely, they were game changers. They were significant. Everybody fucking saw them. They had a big
Tokyo
influence.
Godfathers.
They had
Tokyo Godfathers.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. But Metropolis is a distillation of Rentaro.
I get
Tezuka's. his Osamu Tezuka. Excuse me. His art style, and that's why it's significant because it's one of the first. It's hard to explain. It's like a giant homage, and they've released movies that are basically homages to other movies. That happens, you know. They did Two Lane Blacktop. That's not necessarily culturally significant. It's a great movie, but that didn't change anything. It's just an existential road movie, which were pretty common at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they just release movies that they think are worthy.
Yeah.
They have some cultural or filmic significance.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they release Armageddon. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, I think that was the last Laserdisc release they did. Actually, was Armageddon.
It's one of the first DVDs.
And then they moved on to that was around the same time they started doing DVDs, so it doesn't surprise me. But
Castle of Cagliostro could be certainly called.
Princess Mononoke.
That would be. I would love to see Castle of Cagliostro get like a proper Blu-ray release or something because. I don't know that that's as culturally significant. I mean, it would certainly be a curiosity in that it's, I think it's Hayao Miyazaki's first feature film. He had done a lot of television before then, so just the Lupin series.
Right.
But
it's been said, though, that Spielberg and Lucas were enormously inspired by the... that kind of led them to the Raiders of the Lost Ark conversation, I guess.
Castle of Cagliostro, really?
Yeah, because of the... I just had seen that in passing, and initially they were Spielberg was going to tackle Bond. He actually was offered Bond, and then he thought, let's do our own character. So I mean that's
impressive.
Yeah,
it's
I think I do remember hearing that somewhere.
Later became the anime Bond.
Yeah,
there's even a picture of Lupin doing the same pose with the same pistol.
Yes,
as Sean Connery's Bond.
Yeah,
nice.
No, Lupin is. He's like the best description I've heard of Lupin, the character, is, in the shows and movies just generally, is basically a seamless blend of James Bond and the Marx Brothers. So it's got that suave, debonair quality and the espionage and everything, but it also has just the madcap zaniness.
I can tell you why it hasn't gotten a Blu-ray release because. Discotek has the rights to Lupin, and Disney has the rights to Miyazaki's library.
Uh-huh.
So, considering both now technically own rights to that movie, they need to come to a resolution of some sort.
Yeah, but would Castle Cagliostro be considered part of the Miyazaki library or part of the Lupin library?
That's
I mean, just because he directed it, it's not a Studio Ghibli film.
I know, but they have the rights to like all his.
But no. I thought they had the rights to all the Studio Ghibli films, which is different.
It's not on their upcoming list, and their old
Cagliostro came out initially on that manga label way back when on DVD.
Yeah.
First DVD, which was actually a relatively grainy.
But, yeah.
Yes,
and then,
actually, Joel just mentioned Cagliostro heavily influenced a few Disney animated features as well, including the ending of The Great Mouse Detective, the whole clock tower sequence, and Atlantis, the Lost Empire, I guess with the, the rising of the city at the end. But,
Princess Mononoke.
I used to have the manga release of that, actually. Not a bad release for its time. Non-anamorphic, though.
No. No.
And it was also a different dub. It wasn't the old dub from the Streamline release.
Right. I usually watch that with the original Japanese just because the voices are really goofy and it's really funny. I mean, there's some vocal inflection that Lupin and what's his Jigen. He has a sort of growl. The guy who voices him gives him this sort of like growl all the time. It's like
that's true. Yeah.
So I usually opt for the Japanese on that one.
Yeah, I have a few volumes of the TV series, the second TV series, the Red Jacket series as they call it, and I watched those with the Japanese. I noticed that as well. Like, wow, the guy who does Jigen is a lot more gruff than than their English counterparts. But
and the guy who does Lupin is more Jerry Lewis. He does a lot of like
he does. That's true. Yeah,
which is a hoot. I prefer that.
Absolutely.
It is always fun to flip back and forth, like watching an episode with the English dub and watching one with the Japanese dub, and hear just how vastly different the Japanese
they do
the characters versus the English.
Well, the thing is that the Japanese performance I find is, they take. You're basically when they bring it over here to be dubbed, you're basically doing a performance of a performance. It's like the English actors are trying to they're so caught up in trying to match the timing of the characters that I think you lose something in the natural timing of the performance that way. Whereas over in Japan they would record the voices first and then do the animation to match, which is how animation is usually done. So they're able to put a lot more emotion and spontaneity into the performance than I think the English actors are able to. And I've found just generally whenever I've watched anime with the original Japanese voices, the performances are so much better. Case in point, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Do not ever watch that in English. You need to watch that in Japanese.
It's painful in English.
It is like because there's a lot of really powerful emotions and such that the characters go throughout that series, and you really feel the emotion to the point where you feel your eyes welling up as you're watching it, and you really feel the pain of those characters with the Japanese version. But you switch over to the English track, and the characters are going through the same emotional moments, but the voice performances, you just want to slap the shit out of the characters and say,
they're flat and unemotional.
Get it together.
It's weird.
Okay,
so apparently the rights have now transferred to Studio Canal. They released a release in UK, so
a Blu-ray release?
That means of Cagliostro.
Really?
Yeah.
Region free?
So it is. No, it's region B.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well.
But that also implies that they'll probably release it here eventually.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, Studio Canal, yes, they do releases here, so.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo. Here's hoping.
But,
hey, Duncan!
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yes. There are so many animes that need Blu-ray releases.
Yes.
It's almost hilarious.
Well, we're starting to see them slowly, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while. But what's kind of sad is that a lot of these movies that I know would look amazing on Blu-ray, completely remastered, but they're just not popular enough to ever warrant such a thing. Sadly enough, movies like Jinro will probably never
the Wolf
get
Brigade.
these.
Yeah. One nice thing, though. One nice thing, I mean, I've talked before about how a lot of 80s and 90s cartoons can't get Blu-ray releases because even though they were shot on film, they were edited and mastered on standard video. Not the case with most anime. With most anime, they kept it all on film, they mastered it all on film, it's all film. Which is
why a lot of the newer releases on streaming devices like Roku and Netflix and stuff, when they're widescreen masters, they look gorgeous.
Yeah.
A lot of studios have switched to 4K masters, but it's basically the same thing on home
Well,
video.
like for example, Voltron. Go Line was all shot on 16mm film, so when Media Blasters did the Voltron DVDs, rather than using the American masters, they got the original 16mm film prints and did whole new transfers of them. Actually, I think they had just done new transfers over in Japan of Go Line, so they got those transfers here and then reconstructed every single episode frame by frame, shot for shot, based on using the original SD masters of the US version as a guide, but using the new remasters for the footage. And the results were stunning. So they could absolutely put Voltron on Blu-ray, theoretically. And stuff like that. And I noticed, I was looking around earlier the other day for Robotech and Macross, Southern Cross, and Mospeada stuff. And in Japan, they've released all of those on Blu-ray.
Yep, and they're in the same region as Japan.
I would love to see those.
Do they have the subtitles? Because that's the big thing.
The question.
It's a lot of Japanese anime does have subtitles, but a lot of studios for Japanese movies and TV shows do not put American subtitles on because they want people to license them. They don't want people to import them, which is mind-bogglingly retarded. But okay.
Yeah. I'm sitting here going, for the love of God, release Metropolis on Blu-ray.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
I know where I can get all the Godzilla movies, but none of them has subtitles.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have, 3 Godzilla movies, and one of them's the 98 movie on Blu-ray here?
We have Godzilla vs. Biollante, Godzilla 1998,
and Gojira.
And Godzilla King of the Monsters with the same release.
Steve. Well, yeah, I know, but I'd rather have like an actual official proper release.
Oh, Macross
gotcha.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where Joel and the Cinemologist gang managed to get their hands on it. But I am properly jealous. Properly jealous. I still have my VHS of Macross. Ooh, fuck was that? Do you remember that? They've been doing fireworks all night tonight. I don't know why.
Watching Jeff walk around in his kitchen reminded me of like some creepy movie.
Oh, you know why it probably is? It's because it's the last weekend before Halloween. So everybody's probably just doing the Halloween stuff now.
Do you guys traditionally do fireworks on Halloween?
Teenagers do.
Yeah, some people do.
That's not really common here. It's like...
No. Costumes, candy, and explosive devices.
Yep.
That's why we were kind of wondering, like, fireworks?
Yeah. Like, I know your Independence / Memorial Day thing is coming up, and that makes sense, you know.
Yeah. Rob Jensen just says, to be jerks.
No, it's typically teenagers with Roman candles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's typically what it is Halloween. I know because I was one of those many years ago.
Well,
when Alex and I and our group of friends got chased by the cops.
Wait, you could run before?
Ding.
Aiden Johnson.
Yep.
Hey, how's it going? Greetings, welcome, hello.
Yo, what it is?
What's up? West Coast represent.
You made me look way less white. Thank you.
Good. You're very welcome. Hang on, I'm just going to post the broken part 1 of the show here. There we go. 16 minutes of me screaming at the computer.
I know. Like, fuck, it's working. Fuck!
Yeah.
I told you,
Remember the 5th of November. That reminds me, I should watch V for Vendetta again. I haven't actually watched the movie since buying the Steelbook.
I haven't watched my Blu-ray, so we'll have to do and make a night of it.
We'll make a night of it, yeah, we'll all watch it.
On the 5th of November, obviously.
Absolutely. I'm down. What day of the week is that?
I don't fucking know.
It's a work night, but who cares?
It's Thursday. Well, if you start early, yeah.
Yeah, we'll start
Okay,
early.
right?
That'll be good.
You don't have Rosie then, right?
Ooh! Cyber6 says, so Sean, I could probably send GTA 5 to you next week. Okay.
Me too.
Please do.
Oh God, I would never. I'd be like, "Where's Brandon this week?" I'm like, "I don't know. He's been gone all week." Oh wait, he got Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Like,
well, for me, I'll be
no.
When I play it, I'll be playing it on Twitch, so everybody can join in and yell at me for being
joyous.
lame.
Stop getting out of the car while I'm trying to take a left turn. Stop! You diving out of the car.
Why do you keep using the e-brake? I thought it was the regular brake.
I've done that.
Scream!
I kept accidentally in GTA 4. I kept accidentally hitting the jump out of car button while taking left turns. Like my thumb would just move there, right? And so I take a left turn through an intersection and jump in front of an oncoming car and kill myself.
What are you doing?
I'm like, what am I doing? Stop it, my thumb would just
my favorite, I have to tell
You're
the
using
story.
these things, but for some reason my button would hit the eject button. God damn it.
My favorite is still the very first time Sean ever played GTA 3. And I had already been playing it for a little bit, so I was kind of trying to guide him through it. And first of all, Sean just kept getting so many things wrong that rather than point out every single incorrect thing he was doing, I took to just going wrong, until he would start doing things right.
Yeah.
So that just became the alarm for when he's doing it wrong. So,
yeah.
Anyways, he's driving along, like crashing into stuff, and then his car caught on fire. And then I said, "Oh, the car's on fire, so you have to get out like within like 10 seconds or something, or it's going to explode." He's like, "Oh, okay." So he pulls over, hits triangle to get out, and we watch as the character goes and stands there for a second, and Sean's trying to figure out what to do, and then opens the door and gets back in to the car. I think he was trying to remember what runaway was, and then he just ended up hitting triangle again.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. I was trying to find the run button.
It's so funny just watching, like, did it slam? Boom! So Sean's just saying, it's like, oh, I forgot something. My CD!
And before Sean dies like 30 times in one mission.
Yeah, no kidding.
It will happen.
Oh, Aiden says, just got done watching your Bioshock walkthrough. Makes me mad that people kept trying to spoil the game. Yeah, we did have a bit of a troll problem with that.
What were there nobody there to kick them out? I mean, what the hell?
Oh no, there was, but he kept making new accounts and coming back under different names.
And repeat troll.
If you keep banning enough, they will get permabanned.
Well,
like
hold on. Let me tell what happened. So he would come back under a different name and then just make, friendly, light conversations. Like, oh, hey guys, playing Bioshock, hey, like pretending to be somebody else and being friendly for like 45 minutes to lure us into a false state of confidence. And then just this big, massive paragraph of spoilers. And then it's fucking hell. So then ban that guy, and then he'd go off, make another account, come back, and do it again. And he kept doing this, like, over and over again, under different names. Yeah.
Well, and actually what he started doing eventually was he would just come in and just go spoiler, and just say what the spoiler was.
Yeah.
And that was at the point when I was sort of watching over things, like I was looking to see something like that. So of course I inadvertently had the turning point ruined for me.
One of them anyway.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, so there was a few people moderating in the room, but it was just a matter of keeping on top of it. I mean, obviously we didn't want to be booting people out who didn't deserve to be booted. So we were trying to be diplomatic and smart about it, but this guy was just relentlessly assholey. And really had nothing better to do than just try to ruin it.
Why you troll?
I'm gonna go and find some random people on the internet and just ruin this for them.
See, when I troll people, I go and randomly find someone on Sean's page being an idiot and make their life miserable.
Yeah.
And point out how they're dumb.
Yeah,
That's
but that's
what I do
different.
Or I just say like the edgy, racist, or sexist comment I don't want to say under my normal name on something. You know? And what's funny is I look and like I'm actually pretty tame and harmless compared to what some other people are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we actually have a conscience. And
Because
what I
they're
made
trying to be
Scout
funny,
say on
they're
the
trying to
subway.
be assholes.
yeah, that's right. Duncan says then Sean banned some words in the Twitch chat. So you eventually read, "Hi guys, blank, 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 blank." Yeah, that's right. I discovered that Twitch has an interesting
Yes.
like censorship feature you can activate. So
Yes.
I knew what all the major spoilers and plot points were, so I went in and just put in keywords that you would need to use in order to spoil that thing. So
Nice.
yeah,
Good
so
thinking.
basically he
But
came
then he
in.
never came back after that.
Yeah, no, he didn't actually. He came back. He tried it once. It all came up as blankety blank blank blank, and then he just disappeared.
Should've been-
Oh, I never saw him come in.
Yeah, I think he did come in once, and then someone said, "Oh, the specific word censorship thing is working." I'm like, "Shut up!" We don't want him knowing that's what we're doing. Then he'll put like some spaces into the words
Or
so
a
you can
dot
see
or
it. Or,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
The joy is in watching him as he continually tries to spoil something and fails.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
you start doing things like blocking the word the and just
Yeah.
to dick with people at that point. I have
Yeah,
fun
exactly.
here. I'm gonna have some fun out of this.
Yeah.
We're back.
So it's basically like, no, you. It's like just let us be the ones who know, and just watch the fail of the troll.
There used to be a thing in IRC, not IRC.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was it? ICQ. When you do
ICQ.
chat rooms, you can ban certain things, and you can make your own censor for it.
Mm.
And so whenever we had a word that we wanted to
Oh,
be censored,
okay.
we would change it to like anus. So it'd be like, hey, you know that anus and the anus with the anus? You're like, yes, yes. Hilarity would
That's
do.
awesome. I like that idea.
Yeah, I wish you could do that.
I would just change it to I'm a troll.
No,
Did you know I'm a troll?
Just be like-
troll.
penis, and the penis, with the penis. You know, like,
My favorite part is where we find out that the penis is actually anus.
I'm getting confused.
they had a general ban, and then specific words returned to something else. So
That's right, yeah.
it was always fun.
That sounds awesome.
I don't think anyone uses that in ICQ
Yeah.
anymore.
Cyber6 says that Big Daddy named Rosie. Yeah, that was kind of weird. I have to go kill the Rosie now.
And you look over your shoulder. Not you, honey.
No, Zach, you didn't miss it. Manic says I censor fuck into Bob Saget.
Nice.
Cass should have been here for that.
Oh my god, ICQ is still around.
Is it really?
I remember
Who
not
uses
that long
it?
ago when
It's
we,
a
were,
phone app now.
Oh.
we were doing something on a subreddit. I forgot what subreddit, but we started making other like multiple accounts just to attack this person because they kept blocking us.
Oh, yeah.
And I made Stout called. I think it was the one that had to do with like feminism or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh
So
god.
I made an account called Women Are Thing.
Yes. I
Oh,
have the
women are
access to
things,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
I remember
And
that, yeah.
I have full access
Oh
to
my
that account
God.
now.
I never laughed so hard fucking with someone on a subreddit.
I also randomly use it to troll people.
Yeah.
Just to keep it alive. It got banned from feminism, by the way.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I've learned over the past few days, it's not too hard to get banned from our feminism.
Yeah.
All you have to do is say anything that even remotely looks like it's in favor of men. Banned!
I'm
Banned!
just gonna make an
All
account.
men are rapists. All
And
men
just
are
make
Oh
it
my
the
god,
most
that needs to be your next account.
sexist.
All
men
men
are
are racist. Oh god.
That'd be a good one. Sounds like
Oh,
fun.
those people.
Whatever. Do I know
So-
you people?
ICQ has become a SMS style program where you can use it without having to use your limited, quote unquote, limited SMS messages. People actually have limits now, apparently. I've had over 1,000 messages as my limit, and I've rarely gone even close to that.
Yeah.
Zach Tobrek said, Secret Honor was damn good. Yes, I know. That's why I own it. It's amazing. There's going to be I think we're doing another Criterion Marathon mid-November. So.
Yeah.
Yes, another live stream.
Cool.
A live thing. I still have to download the previous one and edit it.
Which one?
The Criterion Marathon I did.
Oh.
It's still just all 2-hour videos up there, and I still have to download them and then edit them down.
Where is this? Oh,
on my YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it through the Google thing?
Yeah, we just live streamed it while we watched the movie.
Gotcha.
And then I'm gonna eventually download them and edit them. I'm probably gonna edit each video separately and render those out, and then take those rendered videos to make a new complete video.
Right.
I don't want to sit there looking at a 12-hour video trying to edit that. I'll cry.
Yeah. Craziness.
So wait, Zach, are you the only person to watch the whole marathon, or did you just watch Secret Honor?
I tuned into Secret Honor. Secret Honor.
We had somebody there the entire time. There was one person who was at the marathon the entire time.
Were they commenting?
Yeah.
Sharing with you? Excuse me, sorry.
I can find out the name.
Being forced onto a daytime schedule, so this is actually getting to be late.
Yeah.
Duncan says, I've been watching the Day of the Doctor trailer over and over. Tell me I'm not obsessed. Is that the one with all the different doctors in it and the monsters and basically just a crazy 3D Photoshop insanity? That was pretty cool. Still, I mean, it basically tells us nothing, but it's pretty cool. And that's not what they saw at Comic-Con either. Comic-Con, they actually saw actual clips. It was a trailer of actual footage from the special. So, yeah. And we're probably...
Brandon, I was watching your Criterion video, and it was actually pretty cool because it must have been pretty late, and you were both basically just numbed to silence. And then when the movie was over, the only comment you had was, "Yeah, that was good." It was the most existential video on YouTube. It was just sitting there with
sitting there for 2 hours.
It was like 5 in the morning. I was like, that was good. It was awesome. It was Mr. Blade. He was there the entire time.
That's
every movie.
That's Skinslip's rendition of Waiting for Godot. It's
totally,
not. Yeah. It's not about the.
Oh,
it's not about.
We should have watched Life Is Beautiful because I would be sobbing at the end. Like, just fucking crying for 10 minutes. I was a wreck after that movie. That was a rough movie.
Aiden asks Sean, I was wondering when you're going to continue your playthrough Castlevania. That's a very good question. It's been like a month, hasn't it?
Sometime.
Soon-ish, hopefully. It may not be before Halloween. I'm right in the middle of basically 4 weeks, 4 or 5, almost 5 weeks actually, of training for my new job. And it's just basically been frying my brain trying to remember everything that they've been cramming into it. So I've been very overwhelmed and very tired. And yeah, I think once I settle into the new job, just kind of proper, things will calm down a little bit. Plus, when I start getting paid regularly, that'll be nice. I get my first paycheck, I think, on Wednesday this week coming up. But it's only going to be a half paycheck because it's like 1 week. So my first full paycheck won't be until the 15th of November. So not quite out of the woods yet, but getting there.
Mr. Blade's actually here. I forgot about that. He's like, yeah, that was a long day. He was there the whole marathon.
Jedzia asks, hold on a second. First off, Zach says, I can't wait until the 23rd. It's both the Doctor Who 50th and my 21st birthday. Drunken celebration. My birthday is the 18th. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Jadzia says, do you work on the weekends with the new job? So far, no. I'm pretty sure I said Monday through Friday only. when I originally went on, and it seems like my schedule has been, well, training is Monday through Friday regardless, but I did get my first couple of schedules post-training, and those are all Monday through Friday as well, so I'm thinking it's going to be like that. The only problem is, Annette and I are talking about going back to 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off with Rosie, so we split the time more evenly, which means I'll have to get daycare. And it also means that I won't be able to work super early in the morning. Right now I have shifts that start as early as 7:30 in the morning. So that's going to be, I mean, daycare, if I can even get her into the one I'm looking at, daycare begins at 7:30 in the morning. So there's no way I could get her there and then get to work in time to start that early. So depending on how things work out, I'm going to have to, you know, make a few minor changes, but I think it'll be okay. So Manic says, I was watching The Doctors Revisited on Space. It was focused on the Fourth Doctor. I don't like seeing those classic episodes formatted into widescreen, though. Yeah, the DVD releases of those specials actually include both. They have the widescreen cropped versions and the original full-screen versions, so you can take your pick and watch either or. Which is one of the reasons those sets are so expensive, because each set focuses on 4 Doctors and has 2 versions of each story, plus the special. So I imagine there are a lot of discs. So expect to pay around $35-40 for each volume of those. But each volume has 4 stories in it, so it's actually not a bad deal.
That's actually cool.
Yeah. So they do have them formatted for widescreen. But I think that's only really on the broadcast version. On the DVDs, you have your choice. So I think it was Pyramids of Mars, wasn't it? They showed for the Fourth Doctor one, if I remember correctly. I know they're doing, they did Earthshock for the Fifth Doctor. I can't remember what they did for the other ones.
God damn it.
Oh, Chetzia says, I saw the poster you posted from your training. I love how you were the only one looking somewhat serious, if not goofy smile. Kinda. There was, yeah, I basically just did, they just said, we took 3 pictures. It was basically the Team Spirit Day, so there was the Team Spirit group going around, and they came into the training class, and we had a little trivia thing to win t-shirts and stuff. I didn't win anything. I got like a sticker. But,
hey, at least you won something.
yeah, I didn't win a sticker. She was just giving stickers away. That was the consolation prize.
That's yeah, I guess it's something.
It was like the ribbon labeled participant.
Participant. You were there.
Yes, I was there. But anyway, so she wanted to take a group picture of all of us. So we did 2 like nice pictures, and then she said, "Okay, everybody do silly faces." So that was the silly, and of course we only got a copy of the silly faces one. So
I figured, you know, I saw it. We started talking. Me and Cass were talking about it, laughing our asses off, and then it just clicked. Cass,
Sling
I
Blade.
saw it, and then Cass commented first, and then
Yeah.
I just had to go find a picture.
Yeah,
I added a bunch of other tags.
Sling Blade. Yeah, I deleted all those other tags, just
Oh.
just in case my coworkers do see them at some point.
Damn it! Ruined my fun.
I didn't even know that it was possible for other people to tag my pictures. But
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Anybody can tag any picture
Oh, well, how annoying.
with whatever. You can tag like a coffee mug in the
It
background.
tells you when they
can tag it
tag,
as
so
Starbucks.
you can
Yeah.
immediately remove it. So it's not like it's.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
but-
know.
yeah.
But if somebody wants to be a dick, it goes in and puts 50 tags on all your pictures.
Oh, there's a
It's,
limited number of tags. Actually, you can't do 50 tags.
Oh,
You cannot.
good.
It's like
I think
what,
it's like
15.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
15 or
like
20. It's like not. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So I
So
could
you
be
don't
they
have,
can give
like,
you 20 tags, and you should be like, delete. Bye. All those tags.
20
are gone.
little tiny
Yeah.
squares of Slim Blade just all over your face.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, I can totally see it in the picture.
It is so weird looking at pictures of Billy Bob Thornton as Sling Blade
You don't
and
really.
looking at Billy Bob Thornton now, and he's like
Yeah.
not even remotely the same.
I know.
Yeah,
They'd have to
I've
get a
actually-
different actor if they ever wanted to reboot
You
it.
lost weight.
I still have not seen Sling Blade. I've just seen clips of it. Like, you know, the French fried
It
potatoes.
would be a good movie to watch, actually, during Halloween.
Oh yeah.
It gets that dark and creepy.
Yeah,
Like it'll send like the unnervy chills down your spine of just the way he says things and the way he explains things. And it's just
yes, Aiden, we have all heard of The Last of Us because we've not been living under a rock for the past year. Yes, I definitely plan to get it and definitely plan to play it at some point. Just not sure when yet. Well, probably. Yeah. See, once the steady paychecks start coming in, then I won't have that, oh, but I don't have money thing problem anymore, and I'll be able to go out and get things like that. So, not have to wait for them to hit the $5 bin all the time. So, I mean, I'm still going to be selective, obviously. I don't want to be just blowing all my money on everything. But there will be a little bit of splurging, at least at first. I think I deserve it.
I'll have to check that out, Torbeck.
I think I deserve it after so long.
I'll have to watch the Inside the Actors Studio with Billy Bob Thornton because he apparently does Carl on the spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love Inside the Actors Studio. It's a shame they don't make it anymore. Can't find a good torrent for it either. I'd like to watch a bunch of the episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
I
have
You see some of them on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Occasionally.
I have a really heartfelt edition of Sling Blade on DVD. I have the 2-disc Miramax edition.
Yeah.
And that has a letter written by Billy Bob Thornton on the inside talking about how...
Yeah, I just sold that edition, actually.
That's cool.
Just about his thanks for Miramax for letting him on to help with the set and how honored he was to do the movie. And pretty much he has flat out said in this letter that this movie is the crowning achievement of his film career. Like, if he were to be known for one movie, he said it's Sling Blade.
Yeah.
What?
Not Bad Santa?
On Letterman, when I was talking, he said that he had major orthodontia work afterwards because he had to keep that underbite going, and if you do that for so long, eventually your jaw's gonna basically come off its hinges. So he had jaw issues for months after doing Sling Blade on stage. He had to do it.
When I do impressions and stuff, I cannot hold that jaw for more than 5 or 6 seconds because it does. It starts to hurt.
People go for their art.
You start to feel it in your,
You gotta get the jaw.
French fries.
Come on,
It's like a room full of retards.
French fried potatoes.
We've all gone Carl.
God, I just can't seem to get this lawnmower going. Ain't got no gas in it.
Of course, I should be the Dwight Yoakam in the room. Y'all about to retard.
Still, there's so many just quotable lines in the movie. There's that one. There's don't laugh at him. He was just a boy. That's when he goes to the fast food place and he just walks in and goes, "No, got the biscuits and gravy in there." And he goes, "We got French fries." And he goes, "They're French fried potatoes. I reckon I'll have me some of the big ones."
Y'all
I love that
potted
movie. I've lost track.
That potted meat.
God, he eats potted meat and mustard.
Awesome. Wow. Aiden, talking a lot about Fallout 3. I've played it. I played it so much that now my save game crashes my PS3 after about 5 minutes of playing the game. Because it's trying to keep track of so much stuff that I've done in that game. It just can't cope anymore. When I was without internet for several months, May of 2012 was Fallout 3. I was just starting my new job at Future Shop at the time, and basically I would go to work, I would come home, I'd play Fallout 3. I would get up in the morning, play a little bit of Fallout 3, then go to work. Come back from work, play Fallout 3. So it was Fallout 3 all the time. I do plan to get it on the PC eventually, because I'd like to play it in, with better graphics and stuff, and all that good stuff.
Mods.
So I might do some kind of Twitch session of that at some point, but that's going to be a long ways off. I'd actually like to do Fallout 1, 2, and 3 as just like an epic Twitch session at some point.
I've actually never played Fallout 1.
No?
I've played Fallout 2.
I've got the Good Old Games releases of both the first two.
I'll have to snag those.
Yeah, they're good.
But yeah, I got the Game of the Year edition of Fallout 3 on Steam, and I'm going to mod the fuck out of that game.
Yeah, I got the Game of the Year edition on the PS3 as well. I got it for like $20, which at the time was a pretty amazing deal. I mean, that's a lot of hours of gameplay enjoyment.
I forgot where I got mine. Where did I
I'm
get
pretty
mine?
sure the Game of the Year edition is still like $30. On
Oh man,
PS3.
look at those tacos.
Oh, Mothership's it, yeah.
Didn't actually
The
turn out too bad.
aliens.
Those are damn good looking tacos, dude.
Yeah, that whole level on the alien ship was actually a lot of fun. It was so different from anything we'd seen before.
Oh, my
And some refried beans too.
And I liked the part where they were randomly beaming in cows, and you could obliterate the cows.
This is in Fallout?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
there's one of the DLC packs was like there's an alien ship, and you get abducted along with a bunch of other people and have to deal with the aliens. And
Speaking of like weird things in games, I was watching a Easter egg video about the new Red Faction. I think it was Red Faction Armageddon, and which I have, and I'm gonna have to go check it out. But apparently, in one of the very first stages of the game, there's an area where you can go in and play this little mini game. And if you win the mini game, you get a special weapon, and it's a little rainbow farting unicorn.
What game is this?
Around. Red Faction Armageddon.
Oh, okay, the newer one. Yeah.
So you run around and you can just like pull its tail back, and it just goes like this rainbow comes out and it starts disintegrating enemies into little confetti and hearts. It's fucking hilarious.
That's funny. Alright, I'm gonna go for a smoke break. I'll be back.
Gas. Jamie says, "Uh-oh, you're gonna be musical tonight."
Yeah, she said that to me. Tacos and a big hunk of refried beans.
Oh, Jeff, you know what we forgot in the list of giant creature movies?
What's that?
Food of the Gods 1 and 2.
That's true. We did talk about that, but that was
Did we?
well, we were talking about that in the Nature Run Rampant, but regular size, not large. So
I thought Food of the Gods had giant rats in it, though.
oh, you're right. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking Empire of the Ants.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Empire of the Ants. Yeah, we were talking about Empire of the Ants. Yes, that was.
Yes.
That's just normal animals killing.
Made the yes.
I'm going to be showing the game on screen, and yeah. It's just, yeah, I've mentioned this game before to you guys, but I've never actually played it. I gotta look. Yeah, that's it here. I'm going to be playing Those Darn Nipples. Here we go. How to play it. There's the nipples. Study the flashing nipples. Okay. Now aim for them where the nipples would have moved. This one.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What are you doing here?
I kinda
What game is this?
rubbish.
Is this on Steam?
No, this is on the Ouya, baby.
Oh, God, how dumb. What a waste. Who messaged me? A Byron.
Boomtaculous. Get off. Okay.
Hey, Brandon, I was listening to the director's commentary on Terra Firma tonight. It's required. You gotta, if you haven't.
On Movie Gangbang, we actually movie gangbanged the documentary Farts of Darkness, which is on Terra Firma.
Very
We
nice.
picked
Very
it
nice.
randomly on YouTube and decided just to movie gangbang the documentary. Oh my God, I have to
Lloyd.
see it.
Oh, the director's commentary, Lloyd's commentary on Terra Firma is it's like having your crazed Jewish uncle over for dinner. I mean, he's just he's good. He's trying to do a proper commentary, but then he gets distracted every 12 seconds. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, when we did the shot, it was, oh, there's Luke there in the background. He farted a lot. Yeah. So we were. It's just like it's almost schizophrenic.
You got to get him on the podcast, man. Like, I know we got to wait some time and get some more in the can, but God, I'll be like, I pick up my kids, but they can walk today. So continue, Lloyd. Like 4-hour podcast of us letting Lloyd stop and talk in circles.
Moves do not work that way.
He's like, that's
His Cyber6 says,
we had my
Parts of Darkness was awesome. That one naked fat guy. Lol. We called him Shapes. And that was kind of... Cass called him Shapes, and that name for fat people has stuck.
What was really funny was this summer I was on my lunch break at work, and I looked over the couple tables over at the restaurant I was at, and there was a guy who literally was like, he was so huge that he was Shapes.
Yeah.
So I quickly,
yeah, exactly.
I took like a quick discreet photo of it, and I sent it to them. I'm like, oh my god, real life Shapes.
He's a parallelogram.
As
It's a parallel.
as Stout pointed out, he said, I can't tell if he's standing or sitting. I can't even see the bend in his knees.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
He doesn't know either.
So yeah, it's like, hey, what's up, Shapes, in place of, hey, what's up, dude. Yeah, so dude is now Shapes when talking to a fat guy. So what up, Shapes? You know, oh, not much. I said that to Cass sometimes. He just continues on like nothing's wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't even bother me.
Yeah, just Shapes.
Well, actually, credit where it's due. I did get that from Dane Cook, but still.
Yeah, but it was not applied the same way. You took a word and applied it differently.
Yeah, because he was talking about the weird guy at work, how they always have that bulge in the front, like below their stomach.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? It's like, he's not fat, he's just Shapes.
Yeah, see, we applied to
he's like an
grotesquely
amoeba.
fat people. The big guys. And then this guy couldn't, like, fit in the shower stall, so they had a sponge bathroom or whatever after a scene. I was like, I'd be like, Lloyd, I love you to death. I'd take a bullet for you. I'm not sponge bathing this 500-pound man. I don't give a shit. You can never hire me again. There would be no hand in sponge. I will not be touching this man. He can watch his own goddamn stuff. So, yeah. That would be like, he'd be like, well, get off my set. I'm like, I respect it, but you gotta respect me. No. Like, I'll do some divine level shit, but I will not be sponging this fat man off. I'm sorry.
Just another day on a trauma set.
Yep, pretty much. The best part is during the documentary, like the stuntman comes up after the stunt, like, oh yeah, look great, and then later he's like standing outside, like waiting for some other people to come down to the car or whatever. He's like, that was fucking awful. That was terrible. Why did we even go ahead? We should have just got someone else. Like, to their face, he was like, oh yeah, you did great. And I was like, well, fuck those people. That's not what they signed up for. You know, like, Hollywood. I don't miss that part at all.
Yeah.
And I decided, Jeff, to not pursue it. I'm probably not pursuing a book on Crown International Pictures.
It'd be a tough and rocky road because I mean, just to like score interviews and I think Crown actually feels like they're doing quality work, so it'd be tough to do it tongue in cheek.
What I think might be cool is to do a complete tome and review book on Crown International Pictures.
Those fucking posters you're putting up on your Facebook wall today, I was drooling. Those are awesome. Where'd you get those stills? Those are amazing.
I just Googled Crown International Pictures, like 7 pages in. There were like some poster galleries, so I downloaded. I had like 100 posters, and there's lots of duplicates.
God, I mean, they don't. They can't make a fucking movie, but they sure know how to make a poster.
Yeah, well, that's what the thing is the movie has to stand on its title. It has to stand on its title and cover. If it doesn't have a good title and a good cover or poster, then you don't have a fucking movie, because it's like having a pan with a weak handle.
That was
Trying
Glenda
to pick a pan of the weak
Glenda.
handle, it's gonna break. You know.
That was Ed Wood's problem with Glenda Glenda. He's like, "You have a script?" He's like, "Fuck no, but we got a poster."
Oh, Ed Wood. I love Ed Wood because he genuinely thought he was making great art.
Well, so does Crown. But,
He was a
That's why I like
he
He was
now-
making something.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that what makes Ed Wood so great. He was a director with true, pure passion and vision. What he didn't have was competence.
talent.
Yeah.
So, Crown International releases. These are
No,
all
he had
from-
talent. He didn't have competence.
You know, like all these movies are pretty much like that. They just think of this great product, and you watch it, and you're like, I'm waiting for Joel, Crow, and Tom Servo to show up and start ripping a new one. And they actually have done a few movies, but they're bad, but they don't realize they're bad. They think they're making art. That's why I love them so much. So I've been obsessed.
You miss watching VHS on a good old 32-inch CRT? You mean kind of like that?
I have one. It's just in California still.
Nice.
Where is it? There. You can sort of see it. I don't think it's 32 inches. It's big, though. It's at least 28, maybe 29.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Who to the Gods 1 was done by Burt I. Gordon. Oh, man.
Yeah, Mr. Big, Bert I. Gordon. Yes, did Village of the Giants with Bo Bridges.
And that was actually a good movie, though.
Yes, watch.
Like, good, I mean...
Ronnie Howard. Ronnie Howard.
Zach, it's in the Google. Look in the Google camera of me. Hi, this is me in Google. Hi.
Mia.
Here. I'll put me here so you can see it better.
Hi,
I
Mia.
can actually see what I'm doing a little better, too.
Protesters, yeah.
Entangled. That's
Are
my
you telling
printer.
me I have to
there.
make a new one of these toolbar
That TV
things?
there. That
You know, you
gigantic
can if you want.
CRT TV with paint splattered on the speakers. The screen is fine and the sound is fine. There's just paint on the speakers. There you go.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we can't do Food of the Gods because number 2 is also...
Okay, figure all that out later. We're doing Saturday Night InSaNiTy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah.
So, OLED screens.
Yes.
Was something we
Finally.
wanted to talk about before we started.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. We were
Yes.
like, oh, we'll wait for the show, and then we
Just
never
say,
did it.
bye-bye, Plasma. Bye-bye. OLED
Yeah.
is coming. And it
Yes,
does
OLED.
and it does better blacks than you.
Ha!
Sorry. So for people who don't know what the OLED stands for, it's organic light emitting diodes, meaning flexible screens, so we can mimic stuff like IMAX screens.
Cinerama.
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 We can have
Yeah.
we can have a true Cinerama for the
Yeah.
first time in the home.
Yeah.
And you can
For
watch
stuff
this release
like,
and how it was intended to be seen on a giant curved screen.
Yes.
This is what I was going to mention to Brandon before we started. When you're playing a driving game in one of those big simulating seats with the 3 monitors,
Mm,
the OLED, it'll be one monitor. It'll be a seamless peripheral vision
yeah.
immersion experience because
What's
it'll
that? I
just
want
be
that for
one
Planet
giant
Side.
curved screen.
Yeah.
I want that so I can immerse myself in the planet side. That's what I want.
You
There
know,
you go.
and
In
we've
3D.
sort of done curved screens before where we kind of tricked it, where we technically put 3 screens and we just made it into one bezel.
Yeah.
So you can still barely see the crack between the 2 screens, but this is true
Mhm.
bend of the screen.
It's one screen.
And
yeah.
and yeah, so
article on,
and so far the first prototype was a 13-inch display. What was the resolution on that? It was some ridiculously high resolution.
Huge. It was huge.
Yeah, it was. Let's see, it's on the main OLED.
It was a 2K display or something like that, wasn't it?
The 13.5-inch QFHD flexible OLED prototype runs at 3840 by 1260.
Wow.
13.5 inches.
So incredibly wide aspect ratio.
Yeah, incredibly wide and also incredibly small pixels. For stupidly high detail.
Yeah.
So.
Zach Torbeck said it's a mad world criterion on OLED. He's just dissing himself right now.
Oh.
So that'd be so that's the big new TV technology that's on the way. I posted an article about it on the Facebook page today or yesterday, and check it out.
Immersion seems to be the way it's going, because in Korea there was an article on CNN this week that they have these movie theaters now that actually they're making movies with 3 screens, and there is separation. There's actually like a column between the screens, but I guess they're saying it's a pretty immersive experience and pretty exciting stuff, and they're thinking that could make its way to the States as well. And since 3D continues to be at times questionable because theater owners aren't using the proper light bulbs in their projectors, it's continuing to be a failed experiment in some ways. So where this immersion thing maybe get more tushies and seats, which is what they like.
Yeah, and maybe the way to go. And just imagine an OLED screen the size of a fucking theater.
Well, the thing is, home theater has evolved to such a point now that it really is competing with cinemas now. I mean, people literally have home theaters. I mean, how many pictures have you seen where people have taken their basement, turned it into the ultimate man cave with like big, comfy leather reclining seats, stadium seating.
I was just going to say stadium
home,
styles
with like a high def video projector and a 150-inch screen. That's a home theater, literally, and they have a little popcorn machine off to the side,
There's a guy who spent almost $5 million on his basement.
Yeah, so they
more than his house was worth, making him a marquee, a fucking ticket booth, a whole separate room with like 30 seats, and like holy shit.
Last week's episode of Comic Book Men featured a guy who had turned his basement into a bat cave.
Is that back on?
I saw that one. I also saw the
apartment. 2 episodes so far.
I saw the apartment that was turned into the deck of the Enterprise.
Skin Slit. Whenever Walking Dead starts up again, so does Comic Book Men. They have the exact same schedule.
Okay.
So if there's new Walking Dead, there's new Comic Book Men.
I haven't downloaded Walking Dead yet either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, Walking Dead is the 3rd episode is on this weekend, and then Comic Book Men will be a couple days later, I think. But yeah, so he had his bat cave, so it was all Batman paraphernalia. So get this, okay, basically you go down into his basement, and there's all kinds of Batman stuff there. And then there's a grandfather clock against the wall. Next to the grandfather clock is a bust of William Shakespeare. This is starting to sound familiar.
Really?
You know what to do with the bust of William Shakespeare.
Yes, lift it up.
So Walt walks over, he flips the head back, there's the button, big red button, pushes the button, you hear the grandfather clock like click, and hydraulics starts to move, and there's the secret entrance to the Batcave right there, completely hidden in the room. You wouldn't have known it was there. So you go down the stairs, and then there's the actual man cave that he set up, like the Bat Cave, and he's got.
I saw.
And in there, he had like a full-size replica of the Dark Knight Rises Batsuit in like a glass case, and he had the 150-inch screen and the projector and the seats, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, awesome. If you got the money for that, he's gonna like buy Adam West's bones and put him in there or something. I mean,
inside the Batsuit, hoping to resurrect him.
He was clearly doing quite well for himself. Yes. So the thing is now theaters have to compete with that and give people a reason to want to go to the theater again. So the spectacle needs to be more of a spectacle. So
I miss going to a theater, but I hate it going to it now. It's terrible.
The only reason, the only thing the theaters right now have over home theaters is, this is lit. I can literally not think of anything else. The size of the screen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously.
That's it. They have a massive advantage over how big their screens can be versus a home theater. So that's really the only draw.
The problem is
if you want to see something that's stupidly huge.
Well, yeah, but the problem I hear from a lot of people, and I definitely agree with this, and can speak from my own experience on this, is like nowadays you go to a theater and people are treating it like their living room, and like they talk through the whole fucking movie and they leave their cell phones on and they just
text the entire time.
And it's like back in the day, you would go to a theater, the lights would dim, everyone would shut the fuck up and watch
occasionally
the movie.
You had that asshole, but it happened.
The only noise the theater would make would be, or the audience would make, would be in relation to things happening in the movie. If there's a funny part, everyone would laugh. You know, if there's a dramatic part or a scary part, everyone would scream. Right. You know, it was a shared experience. But now it's like people are so used to, you know, watching things in their living rooms. They take that same mentality into the world. And just don't. I mean, so many of us, it just seems like common sense. It's like, don't make noise when you're there you're in a room with other people. They may actually want to hear the movie and not you making your jackass comments to your jackass friends.
Well,
you know,
I told you I was banned from the theater and see me, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
They dumped an entire 32-ounce soda on somebody. They wouldn't shut up.
Wow.
They stormed out, and then security came in like, "What?
Stop talking."
Yeah, I was like, "Can you please stop talking? I'm trying to watch the movie." No. Wait 2 minutes. Can you please stop talking? Honestly, I just want to watch the movie. Fuck you.
What?
Dumb.
Yeah.
Fuck. Done.
Assault with a deadly Fanta.
It was a Coke and Sprite mix, but yes.
Oh.
And I was like, they were like, I'm sorry, you have to actually leave. I was like, wait. So they were talking to the movie. I accidentally spilled soda on them, and I had to leave.
Yeah.
Well, they said you did it on purpose. That's because they're mad. 'Cause I asked them to shut up a few times. Or something. I should leave. Like, fuck you. Damn it! I tried.
Duncan just blurted out bloody tears, and he says, "Sorry, I seem to randomly say bloody tears now." He says, "Said it at the bus station recently. A few people left quickly. I guess they don't like Castlevania."
He's done the one thing you shouldn't do: absorb yourself into Castlevania all at once.
Yes.
And now he's like overflowing, and things are just coming out of his mouth like bloody tears.
And he goes on to say, "If anyone annoys me when I'm watching the Doctor Who 50th in the cinema, I don't think I could stop myself from going ape." Yeah. Well, see, in that case, you're going to be there with other Doctor Who fans, and they will know. They will shut up.
Have you met the Doctor Who fans? There's so many annoying ones.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So he has a valid concern.
If you get that one, like, overly into it fan who's like, "Well, that's not accurate to the continuity," and blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
The last movie I saw in theaters was Cloud Atlas. And it was just me and Alex. There's literally no one else there.
I think the last movie I saw in the theaters was Star Trek 2009.
Well, I did see Man with the Golden Arms, but like we didn't stop talking about Cloud Atlas for the whole movie, and no one else was in that theater either. So I didn't actually watch. I didn't actually watch Man with the Golden Arms. It was just on screen. It was just in the theater
there
while I was talking about Cloud Atlas. we paid for Cloud Atlas and then we snuck into Man with the Golden Arms. You know, I'm like, oh god, why does this movie exist? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, the last movie I was at was Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it was either Star Trek or Watchmen, one of those two. Those are the last two movies I saw in the theater. And
trying to figure out why
I enjoyed both of them.
I'm trying to figure out what theater Brandon was at that's showing the old Frank Sinatra drug addiction movie. No, with the golden arm. Wasn't that Man with the Golden Arm?
No. Kung Fu one. Fuck, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I hadn't, before that, I hadn't been out to the theaters in a long time. I think the last movie I saw...
Iron Fist. Man with Iron Fist.
Before Pacific Rim, I think, was Tron Legacy.
That was good.
I would have liked to see that in the theater.
That was an experience, to say the least.
I did Watchmen at midnight. That was amazing.
Cool.
But when Pacific Rim came out and it got all the buzz, I purposely made it a mission to get money and to go out and see it in the theater.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I have to see this in the theater. This may be the first time. This may be the movie that spawns, the rebirth of these kind of movies back into theaters, and I want to be there for its first film.
I saw it in 3D. It was amazing in 3D.
So, I didn't care for 3D. I just wanted to see it in the theater.
Well, when I see it in
it was
theater,
worth it.
I like to see it in the format it's intended to be seen in. So it was shot in 3D, watched in 3D. Same with The Hobbit. Saw that in 3D. That was, and at 48 frames a second in theater.
The extended version of The Hobbit coming out next month.
It's already available on iTunes, I think.
And then I will finally see it. And then wait another year for part 2. So I'll be a year behind everybody else.
Are you going to watch it in 48 frames?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even an option on Blu-ray.
Oh, I don't know. I saw it in 48 frames.
I thought it was.
Is it?
I thought it was 48 and 60 were options on Blu-ray.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know if they have that option on the Blu-ray
yeah, because
release.
there's a 24 frame and a 48
I thought you were talking
frame
about on Blu-ray in
edition.
general. I'm
Yeah, no,
sure
I'm
Blu-ray
sure.
can do 60
I'm sure
frames.
Blu-ray can do it. It's just
Absolutely can do it, because it does 60
I
frames.
don't know if they did with that one.
24 frames, it took me about 35 minutes to get used to it. But after that, it felt like I was there. It felt like I was there. Like, people were in front of me doing this shit. And I was like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think every movie deserves that. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
I don't think it should be a new standard or anything.
So, okay, the extended version comes out November 5th, so that's actually just a couple weeks away.
They said you cannot see The Hobbit in 48 frames on Blu-ray. It's not part of the standard.
No, I didn't think so.
If they had only filmed it in 60, they would have had it. It would have been available for the standard.
Yeah.
Damn it! Why did they choose 48? That's kind of like a random frame per second.
Twice the speed of 24. It's not random at all. It makes absolute sense when you realize normally it's 24 frames. That's all. That's all. That's the only reason.
Zach says not on Blu-ray, but your TV can do it for you. Well, yeah, I know, but then it's
That's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
Then you
'cause
get jittering and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's simulated.
Because then it's interpolating rather than showing you the native 48 frames.
I've seen actually commercials that were shot in 60 frames per second that were interpolated and down to 24 or 29.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do this. They literally, it's viewable. They go, yeah, and they'll go like this. It's like, ugh. That's not right.
There's not an exclusive Bilbo and Gollum statue. The extended release. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for the.
I might spring for that.
I'll spring for whatever's $5 on the Black Friday sale.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That would be the 2 frame per second one. Yeah.
Here's your 2 frames.
You can't afford all
Here's
the
a-
frames.
Here's a huge flip book.
Sweet! I finally get to hear the story of The Hobbit.
You know what's really cool? The appendices continue on from the Lord of the Rings. So it starts with Appendix Part 7.
That's cool.
Yeah. That is really cool, actually.
There we go. Yeah, so I mean, I'll at least get the 3D version of The Hobbit, just so I'll have it
Wow.
when I get a 3D TV.
He hasn't seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Who?
What?
Ooh.
Rose Marlin.
Oh.
What?
What?
Fix
He goes,
that
don't worry,
immediately.
Sean, I haven't seen any of
Why?
them.
What?
Why? See them.
I was still am a huge fan of Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, same here. I love that one.
My favorite was the
I
Two
have not
Towers.
seen any of the extended editions except the Fellowship. I need to watch the rest of them.
Good lord. Well,
I haven't seen
actually,
any of the extended editions.
oh,
I
see
can't sit
them.
that long.
See them. They're so much
Lord.
better.
I really
I
like
have.
the one I've seen.
The only extended one I haven't actually sat down and watched all the way through is Return of the King. I've seen like the first half hour of it, but I did see the movie in the theater.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where I need to be really comfortable.
Well,
to sit
yeah.
that long to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's split up on 2 discs on the DVD and the Blu-ray, so you can always take a break in between.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
what I do. We usually take a 5 or 10 minute break in the middle of each disc.
I could not believe when my local theater had a marathon, an all-day showing of all 3 extended editions, all at once. It just went, and it went for like 9 hours straight. It's like,
Wow.
good lord.
Yeah, there was
I
one
could not be in a fucking
in
theater that long.
Bellingham, Washington that did that, and there was 15-minute breaks between each movie. That was it.
15 minutes.
Good luck.
Wow.
Good luck peeing and getting your shit done.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. And they did it so that when the third movie started, it was midnight. So you're watching it at midnight screening of the third movie, as if you were at the premiere.
Oh, the new one. Gotcha.
Yeah. At the time.
Paramount did something like that with when Star Trek 6 was coming out. I went to 1 through 5 at our local theater, which took us from about noon to midnight, and you forgot that the human being needs to eat something at some point, and so you're eating like movie theater food all day, and it just, you want to talk about distension and gastric bypass.
Hey man,
God.
I used to work in a movie theater, so one of the perks was we could get all the popcorn we could eat all day, and we could pay 25 cents to have a refillable drinks cup, unlimited refills, and all the other food was half price. So I basically, whenever I was working, I wouldn't bring a lunch. I would just live on popcorn, pop, and it's gonna sound gross, but this is how low paid we were and how desperate we were for sustenance because we couldn't afford food on our salary. So I'd live on the half price hot dogs and the half price nachos, and then when I was cleaning theaters, if there was any boxes of candy with something left in them, just half a box of Reese's Pieces.
Oh God, it was like you were a poor hobo.
You just had no shame there, man. It's like
I love
it's
the
a
fact that you
$5
didn't go in the
box of
back
candy.
And, you didn't lay out like a little tablecloth and eat it properly. No, you went.
Well, it was like trying to quickly down a mouthful of Reese's Pieces before one of the managers walked in to see how the theater cleaning was going.
It's like doing a snow-cap bong instead of a beer bong. Snow-cap bong.
Wow.
You can imagine the
those were the
manager coming
days.
in, catching you, and you're like, no, give me the crackers.
Or more like, we all had radios to keep in contact. So it's like, in that moment, that's when the radio go up. Sean, where are you at? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You spin your head. Oh, yeah, I'm in Theater 7. Oh,
Yeah.
It's okay. We all speak Butterfinger. It's okay, go ahead.
That's awesome.
Could you
Yeah.
repeat that, chunk?
The theater job was a lot of fun. Staff was great, but it was definitely one of those overworked, underpaid kind of jobs. Eventually, it just got too much. Free movies. Yeah, staff nights were great. We would have the best parties, staff parties. We'd bring in a couple times. I would bring in my PS2, and this is early 2000s, just to give you a time frame. Bring in my PS2, and we get the smaller theater, which is just right for a video projector size, and we play the PS2 up on the big screen with the surround sound going. It was awesome. Yeah, those are the days.
Which story was that? Sorry, Sean.
Did you go to a lot of advanced
Watch the
screenings?
DVR.
What story was that?
Yeah, I did. Well, actually, I usually got to see a lot of the movies before anybody
Tell me
else
the whole
because
story.
I was the
Yeah, it was.
projectionist. So we'd get all the reels of a film, and it wasn't like the old days where you'd manually switch reels between two projectors as it's playing. They actually worked off a platter system, so you'd take all the reels and assemble them together on this platter, so they would all run continuously. And so that was one of my jobs. Was they called it building up the film when it came in, and then we'd have to break it down and put them back on the reels when we sent them back. I'd also assemble the trailer packs, so we'd have like a specific list of trailers to put at the beginning of each one. So I put all that together. So anyway, after we'd assemble a film, we'd have to screen it to make sure there was nothing wrong with how it was assembled. Because sometimes you'd like miss a frame or something would be slightly misaligned. There were little foil triggers that would tell the lights when to dim and things like that. So everything needed to be in the right place. So we'd do screenings of every single print just to make sure that it was all running fine. So we do those as staff nights, basically. So just like, hey, we got the new Harry Potter movie, and we're going to show it and check it out. I remember the night we got Harry. I was going to say Harry Nemo. The night we got Finding Potter. No, we got Finding Nemo. So it was like the big new Pixar movie. We got 2 prints of it. So there was going to be 2 showings. I assembled both of them. The first showing was running. The second one was scheduled for about a half hour later. So, of course, all the staff went to the first showing, but somebody needed to watch the second print. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just watch the second one. So I thought there would be somebody who would wait for the second show, but no, there was nobody. They were all in the first one. So I basically fired up the second print and then went down, got my popcorn and pizza and whatever else we had that night, and had the entire theater to myself to watch Finding Nemo before anybody else.
Nice.
And it was awesome.
You masturbated to it. Let's just be honest here.
It was great. Just jizz everywhere.
Jizz.
Well, I like how for my birthday that year when you took me out for fish and chips, and then we went and saw Finding Nemo.
You should have seen the movie and then had fish and chips. That would have been
so perfect.
Yeah. Finding Nemo is good. Did you guys hear that Disney pulled a bunch of their ultraviolet off of Amazon? They basically pulled all the movies that if people had purchased them.
I did hear that.
Yeah, Disney. So basically, if you think you own a digital copy of a Disney movie, you don't. No longer. It's gone.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I remember you used to be able to go onto a Disney website and access it that way.
Yeah.
And I just hate that can be so friggin' exclusive about that. They're the only fucking company that does that. Every other company, they're either with Flickster or Voodoo or something else.
Yeah.
But Disney, no, we have to do Disney, only Disney.
Yeah, well, that's getting into the whole thing of why we hate digital copies so much, is because people think they own them, but they really don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, but I have it all indexed on iTunes that I bought those songs. It's like, okay, what if they remove them from their library? They can do that.
iTunes,
they can do that at any time without any notice.
If you have it on iTunes, if you have it on your hard drive, you own it.
Yeah.
So, there is that bonus with digital copies of movies. It doesn't work that way. That's the problem.
I have a Flickster and a Voodoo account, and the only movies that I have on there is one Ultraviolet from my Dark Knight trilogy that I have on here, and the rest were given to me for free through a special promotion.
Sure.
I
have like 15 movies. Oh, Brandon gave me Prometheus.
Yeah.
Because I actually hadn't seen it until then.
I'll let me use my code because I'm not going to use it. So.
There was a fiasco a few years ago that called into question the actual ownership of a digital copy of something or a digital download when millions of users of Amazon's Kindle suddenly had hundreds of their books go missing.
Yep.
And it's like, where'd all the books that I paid for go?
Yeah.
Now, as it turned out, it was some kind of glitch, but...
That's what Disney's claiming right now.
Yeah.
That's what they're claiming right now. It's a glitch. But I think the speculation, the word on the street is that they were just trying something. They're like, I wonder if anyone will notice if we do this. Whoop. So it was sort of
no
I guess they,
It's almost like on Disney's end, they just go, click. Oh shit, fuck, click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like they click it and in like 5 minutes they're going, what'd that do?
Yeah.
See, that's why I like to have things physically in my possession. It's like...
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything I have digital, if I got it...
Like, for example, my ghastly love of Johnny X DVD. I will be able
There you
to
go.
put this in my player at any time and watch it any time. I can even make a digital backup of it to preserve for all eternity and ensure that even if the disc rots and is no longer playable, I still have the content and can enjoy that any time. And the same goes for any DVD, Blu-ray, CD, what have you. You know.
Yeah, like the one that Disney sent to me, the Muppet Show Season 2, which conveniently has 2 discs that were pre-scratched to hell, even though it was a brand new DVD set.
Oh, usually I have to pay extra for that
Wow.
service.
Holy shit.
Would you like us to scratch the discs for you?
That is like absolutely unplayable. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Hold it a
That's
second.
like data.
It came
Hold a
shrink
second.
wrapped like that.
Hold it up against that. I put you up on the big screen there so we can all see.
Damn it.
It's
Okay.
Sorry.
it's violent porn for movie lovers. Know that.
Yes, good afternoon. This
Torture
is Jeff
porn.
in the scratching department. What can I do for you today?
Are you
Well,
sure?
we have said-
Yes, I bought this disc from you and it wasn't scratched enough.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So
I
sorry.
try to
about
work
that,
in a
sir.
circular pattern. You know,
That's
I've been using my car keys lately. Is that?
We find also SOS pads work really well.
I contacted them about it, and they were willing to take it back and stuff and give me my points back or whatever, but, you know.
Why don't you just send me another copy, Dix? I mean,
That's
fuck.
what I asked them to do. They're like, oh, we don't know if we'll be able to do that because we don't know if we have any more in stock.
Wow.
Like,
Because those are out of print now.
We were like, fine, then don't give me any shit when I go get the ISO files off Steve.
Yeah.
pretty much.
You know?
Zach says he
And
tried.
then burn backups and keep them in there.
Speaking of marathons, Zach tried to watch Prometheus and then Aliens 1 through 3 back in March. Didn't even finish Prometheus before I got called in, assuming to work. So I still haven't seen any of the Alien movies all the way through. Wow. But he did. But he says he did see Prometheus twice in theaters. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Joel Davison is asking, speaking of Disney, has anyone seen Escape from Tomorrow?
No.
I don't
Never
think
heard
so.
of it.
No, that sounds vaguely familiar. Funny
That's
enough,
that's
funny
the
enough-
indie movie with the guy who went and he had basically smuggled a bunch of his camera
Oh!
into Disneyland and made like a David Lynchian kind of
Right.
anti-consumerism film. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's it looks great.
and it's
fun.
all like
Looks,
about the players and how they're actually treated and shit like that, something like that. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. No, I've definitely heard of that one. I have not seen it though. Isn't it
I
like
guess it gets
impossible to
increasingly
find?
surreal. It's just out. I think it might be like on video on demand in a few weeks, for that matter. Right?
Really?
It had like a film festival run last month, so it's very new.
I
You
could have sworn
get
Disney was
over
trying
it.
to bury it deep.
Probably.
Hey, I found a 720p release on Steam.
Of Escape from Tomorrow?
Escape from Tomorrow.
Sweet.
God bless you, Steve.
Thanks for reminding me of that one, Joel. I'd completely spaced on it, which is kind of funny
Yeah.
because I've actually been looking at
Oh,
a
my
lot of
friends.
Disney-related stuff lately, just online, like for Halloween. There's a few YouTubers that do POV videos of rides, like roller coasters and stuff like that, and there's one that's gone to all the Disneyland stuff and all the Universal Studios stuff and things like that. And so it's like you're on the ride, and they film the whole thing in high def, and it's awesome. So there was a few different ones with the Haunted Mansion, of course, I wanted to check out. There was also one of Phantom Manor, which is the Disney World or Disneyland France version, which has a completely different story to it
Yep.
from the American version. It's actually got more of a plot to it than the American version. The American version, you're more or less just going through a haunted house and seeing a lot of ghosts. But the France one actually has a story about like a bride and her lost love and stuff like that, and it's really cool. But yeah. Anyway,
There was a company website called Preserve.cc. They were a offshoot of fan edits, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
what they did was they preserved things like there were 3 Star Wars sets, and each set was 4 discs, and it had everything they could find that was a documentary about Star Wars,
nice.
and from VHS and the old stuff that hasn't been released anywhere.
That's
or seen
cool.
since it was released, and it was like 4 discs long. Each disc was like 7 gigs or whatever, and they had the Terminator the ride,
Yeah.
or the Terminator the interactive 3D show, right?
Yeah.
They had that the opening day because it's changed since then.
Yeah.
And they also had Star Tours before it changed
The
over to
original
the new
Star Tours.
Yeah.
I think I have seen a video of Star Tours. Joel just says, "Ooh, that Vincent Price narration is killer. Thanks for sharing that on Facebook, Mr. Z." Yeah, that's right. I did. I was trying to remember where I'd recently mentioned Phantom Manor, and yeah, I remember now. It was when it first opened in France. The narrator, rather than having the usual narrator from Haunted Mansion, they had new narration to fit the new story, actually done by Vincent Price. And it was great. I mean, it was classic Vincent. It was done in 1996. It was probably one of the last things he did. And then, unfortunately, a lot of French patrons, complained that they couldn't understand the narration because it wasn't French. And, of course, Vincent Price didn't speak French. He was, spoke English. So now it actually has a different narrator doing both English and French narration. And sadly, the Vincent Price narration is no longer in it. However, someone got their hands on the soundtrack, which includes the Vincent Price narration, and that's what I posted on Facebook. So it's got the original Vincent Price narration and the complete musical score of the entire ride, and it's quite awesome. It's like a 13-minute score. It has Grim Grinning Ghosts right in the middle of it, too. Love Grim Grinning Ghosts. I actually have a video that I've shown these guys, actually, of Grim Grinning Ghosts, which is, it's the, the headstones, or the singing heads in the graveyard of the Haunted Mansion. Well, it's basically the actual footage of the heads singing the song, so it's the complete song with the 4 of the 5 heads on it. And
it's the original element that gets projected.
It's the original, it's basically what they project onto the faces, or onto the heads, rather. So it's pretty cool.
Meeting Whopper.
Mr. Olympia 1994. Hi, Sean. Remember me? By the way, I'm sorry I spoiled Bioshock. Yes, I do remember you.
Wait for him to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
And now he's banned.
Goodbye. I hope you receive erectile, dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction of the anus. Ooh. I hope you get anus of the anus.
I hope you get so much anal cancer that they'll be like, wow, look at that anus inside all that cancer.
There's an anus in his anus.
I hope you prolapse on a banana. There. I've gotten a lot of complaints about the fact that I quote-unquote wish cancer upon people. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to do things like, I hope you have a prolapsed anus via banana, or something equally as unpleasant but not deadly.
But not as potentially offensive to people, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
see, but the prolapsed anus on banana group will get on you real quick, though. They're
good. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
they meet every Thursday at the YMCA. They're a very angry bunch.
I've had friends complain.
They're pretty anal about stuff like that.
Very anal about anal cancer.
Anal fissures.
Yeah, Duncan just says, "Ooh, he vanished." Lol, referring to the banning of Mr. Olympia. Sorry, what, Cass?
I said they all got sticks up their butt or something.
Yes, exactly.
Duncan.
Basically, when you ban someone on Livestream, it automatically deletes everything they've ever said.
It pulls a George Lucas on them.
Oh god, is he back?
Rewrites history.
Yeah, he just came back here.
Oh my
god.
Yeah.
Just leave.
I know.
What a dumb thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Leave Earth.
Fucking idiot.
And Duncan just asked if I'd ever played Ikaruga. And I have.
It's such a hard game.
It is hard as fucking balls. The version I played was the GameCube version.
Yep.
I have the Dreamcast version. Yeah, it's an awesome game. It's an awesome top-down shooter. Very, very hard. It is the literal definition of a bullet hell. It will tear your ass 6 ways from Sunday if you're not careful.
Nice.
Cheat codes for the win. By the cheat codes, I mean...
Does the Konami code work?
Game Shark. Action Relay.
Actually, speaking of video games, Rosie and I Rosie wanted to play some 2-player games with Daddy today.
Oh.
So we were trying to look for, which PS3 games I had that had 2 players and that weren't ridiculous, violent gore fests. So we narrowed it down to Lego Batman and Little Big Planet.
Both of those are perfect, actually.
Yeah, last time...
Lego Batman's hard.
Last time
Lego Batman's impossible.
It's not impossible, come on. You just suck.
I do. No, I do. But still.
The first thing I learned to build in Little Big Planet was...
aptitude.
I was going to say, the first thing I ever learned to build in Little Big Planet was a giant rocket-powered, switch-activated, flying purple dildo.
Awesome. So...
That shot a Rancor in the face.
So... what was I saying? Yeah, so last time she was here, we played Little Big Planet and just had a blast. And she's getting pretty good at platforming stuff. I think all the time on Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank has really honed her skills. So we were playing Lego Batman today and just rocking it. We played for about an hour and we cleared 3 levels. We beat Clayface, we beat Mr. Freeze, and then we chased down. And then there was a top-down vehicle level where I was in the Batmobile and she was on the Bat Cycle, and we chased down Two-Face's van.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Poor Jeff's over here going, the pain.
I've only played the demo for Lego Batman 1, but I have Lego Batman 2 because it's called DC Superheroes.
Yeah, so I need to get that one still.
I wanted to play Green Lantern and Wonder Woman.
I had a lot of fun playing through the Star Wars ones.
Yes, I played the hell out of those.
I had the Lego Star Wars 2.
Yeah.
The original trilogy. I didn't want anything to do the prequels. So.
I need to get the complete saga.
As both.
Yeah, but the cool thing about that is you can pull in characters and vehicles from either trilogy into either trilogy.
That's cool, because I have Lego Star Wars 2 on the GameCube, so I would be okay with upgrading, say, the PS3 version of Lego Star Wars Complete.
Yeah, well, you can't get them separately on PS3 anyway. They're all...
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I upgrade my Lego Star Wars 2 to Lego Star Wars Complete.
Yeah.
If I got it for the PS3. But.
I remember playing the crap out of the demo.
Yeah. No, I got Lego Star Wars was one of the earlier games I got for the PS3, and I just played the shit out of it. I loved it.
Who knew that Legos would be so much fun in video games?
I know. They're just they're all basically the same game. I mean, they all have the exact same mechanics, but just...
That's where people are starting to get kind of cynical about it now.
Yeah.
They're saying, I wish they'd go away. It's all the same shit over again, just a different license.
They're not for you. They're for kids. Deal with it.
But
is
they're
anyone
fun.
else excited about Lego the Movie?
They're for kids and us.
Absolutely.
I really want to see Lego.
I am absolutely excited about Lego the Movie, and people were bitching about it. I'm like, really? Have you seen the cinematic sequences in the Lego video games? Have you seen the little Star Wars specials they've done? They are freaking hilarious. They're so clever and fun and just great.
I'm looking to see if I can get some money to go see it in theater.
So I'm like, why not a Lego the Movie? I mean, it's the next logical step.
Or the Lego Movie, excuse me.
Or the Lego Movie, yeah.
That was my bad.
Yeah, no, I absolutely
when I saw the trailer, I laughed my ass off. It looked fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so did I. I thought it was great. So yeah,
I'm totally excited to see it. I just, again, another thing. Who knew it would look so good?
Looking at his wallet, going, I have kids. This wallet's gonna be empty very quickly.
I am so overwhelmingly happy that they
just gonna pay like $130 to go see a movie, you know.
Yeah, drive-in only here. Get the folding chairs.
I'm so happy that they took the route of stop motion.
Yeah.
And they didn't do CGI bricks.
For
Lego. The Lego Movie.
Are you sure about that? I could have sworn it was CG.
So the characters CG, the bricks are for a lot of the elements are stop motion.
Oh, okay.
Not all of them, mind you.
Not all of them.
So like the characters.
But I'm just happy that it's not a complete CG fest.
That's interesting, yeah.
It's smart. It's gonna be 35 millimeters. It's gonna be huge.
Zach says it's done by the guys who did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and 21 Jump Street. So.
Yep.
It's got a solid background.
So you actually have a drive-in, Jeff?
I was just gonna say. I was trying to
Oh
say.
my god, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, we were while we were watching Johnny X last night. We were just like, oh, drive-ins.
You.
Wish they still had them.
Here's an answer. You know what? 3 drive-ins. Mute. Done.
Just because. Oh,
I just looked at my box, a little box of Junior Mints here,
Uh-huh.
and it says peanut free. Every time I open up Junior Mints, I just hope that one of them tastes like peanuts.
Yeah.
Well, because chocolate's often done on the same conveyor belt as
I mean,
peanuts.
I understand why they put it
Okay.
on there. I mean, I was just making the obvious, joke. But
Terrible joke that made Brandon go, no.
I don't know if there's any
Yes.
drive-ins anywhere near me. Probably
I've only ever
not.
been to one drive-in.
There's one in San Antonio, I think.
And I saw
They
Like
set
an
up
hour and a half
one
away.
actually in Victoria. They set up one in the summer in the Mayfair Mall parking lot.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They have this really big,
Cool.
inflatable movie screen, basically, that they go and they set up in a corner of the parking lot, and then all the cars pull in and park, and they do it like Thursday nights or something through the summer.
Yeah, here in
when I was little-
Wisconsin, we got the fish fries, and so we set up the screens and we have the big outdoor movie fish fry.
Oh,
Not
that'd be
fun.
awesome.
That sounds awesome, don't you know?
It is.
I am apparently coming to visit you, Jeff.
Mhm.
If I visit,
I had
I'm moving in
a,
with you.
Wisconsin.
when I was doing a youth mission trip fixing up a church in D.C., they celebrated we had a fish fry. That was the first time I'd ever had a fish fry like that. Holy crap, that was damn good fish.
Since we're getting
It's
evicted,
a religious thing. At this
since
point.
we're getting evicted, I'm gonna move in with Jeff. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'll just adopt
Getting
you.
my
I'll have
computer and my
six
movie
kids.
collection.
Well, like I was saying earlier,
Come on over.
when I was little, I was lucky enough, my hometown had a drive-in theater, a scenic drive-in.
Mhm.
And I only saw one movie there, actually. We only went there once. And I saw The Lion King
Ah,
for the first time
That's
at a
cool.
drive-in movie theater.
I
So that was...
I saw Ghostbusters for the second time at a drive-in theater, while Toon Man there was just a baby and was
Yep.
passed out in the back of the car.
Cute.
And my dad kept bursting out laughing at the funny parts, and my mom would be like, "Shh, you'll wake up the baby." So-
I got to see things like the movie, Flintstones
I,
movie. Also,
Well, I remember
other
that
movies.
theater too. That
Hey.
theater, 'cause
There's a drive-in near here. There's
Holy
one.
shit.
There's one in Langley.
I'm sorry, Kat.
It's got.
that's right, actually. Yeah.
It's got 3 movies. Currently has Don John, We're the Millers, and Machete Kills. There's
What a
the
great-
there's the
that's a
perfect
drive-in
movie to
movie.
watch at a drive-in.
Oh my god. Oh, I gotta see it to San Antonio.
Go,
Oh,
Sean.
How awesome
Go
would
now.
that be? Seeing Machete Kills at a drive-in. Oh,
I gotta see if there's a
Save
drive-in
up some
and
money.
then doing a shake.
You just
Go.
need a car.
Yeah, dude,
Well,
just
yeah,
the only
I
person
know.
standing there with a speaker.
Or you gotta climb.
You just go to the rental agency and be like, "Yeah, I'm not actually going to drive the car. I just need someone to drive it for me and park it at a drive-in theater,
yeah, yeah.
and then just bring it back when the movie's over."
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a Starlight drive-in theater here, and they're doing 2 double features: Addams Family and Shining, and Monster Squad and Beetlejuice.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
I would love to see
Those
Beetlejuice in a drive-in.
tornadoes come into the theater.
Oh, here we go. There's a website called Drive-In Theater Search.
You say something about a tornado? Because they don't get them in Central Texas, this far down.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Well, I was just thinking of that scene from Twister.
Oh.
Because that was actually they were watching The Shining in that scene.
You're right, you're right. It's the hallway sequence with the blood and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were watching
there's-
the Shinnin.
Shh, want to get sued?
Want to get sued, boy?
Damn, apparently there's only one in all of BC. Oh no, wait a minute. Can I
Holy shit.
not search by province?
Wait a minute, is this literally just down the street from me? No, it's about 5 miles.
See what
down
you
the road.
started, Jeff? Hope you're proud of yourself.
I was gonna, Brandon, I was
First
going to
Street.
say, is this one of those situations where you use Google Maps and you to find out your neighbor had a pool? You find out that there's just down the road there's a drive-in theater and he never noticed.
What a dick! He has a pool.
Oh my god, I want to see Monster Squad in the drive-in. That would be perfect.
Prince George.
I saw Ghost Dad in a drive-in. That was horrible. That happened. And I was like 8 when it came out. I still thought it was bad.
I like to use this line. It's from Family Guy when they do the screening of Steel Vaginas. And when they're leaving, they're all kind of piling out, just murmuring about how horrible the movie is. They roll Joe Swanson by, and he goes, "My ass is sore. My ass is actually sore."
I remember that.
I saw Jurassic Park at a drive-in. That's cool. And then I lived in Texas.
Joe's wheeling
Lubbock
along, and it's like
for 3 months,
dubbed-in feet.
and saw Jurassic Park every week for 3 months at the cheap theater, Lubbock, Texas.
Yes, AC UN Squadron is a great game for the SNES. It's easily comparable to any, like you said, any R-type of Gradius game.
Robe said he saw Star Trek Troopers at a drive-in in Winnipeg, and as I say, I actually got to see Star Trek Troopers 2 weeks before it came out in theaters. And we had a friend who was a reviewer, and he got a review tape.
Wow! So
we watched it with him.
So the Twilight Drive-In in Metro Vancouver, Langley, is apparently Metro Vancouver's only drive-in movie theater, and they just went digital recently. They use a Christie CP2230 digital projector.
God damn, that's a good
DLP digital cinema projectors, 33,000 lumens, 35.2 trillion colors, 22,100 to 1 contrast ratio.
That's like projecting real life.
Yeah.
That is one of the best projectors you can get. It is a beautiful projector.
It looks like a beast.
Part of the drive-in
Javier, I don't think you want to mention that in open chat.
It's like a $12,000 projector starting.
He goes, "I saw Deep Throat at a drive-in."
Oh look, Mr. Olympia's back.
Huh? I don't give a shit about Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Did you also know that with Rosebud it was a sled when he was a kid? Yeah. No one fucking gives a shit, dude.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Wait,
he's
Rosebud
banned.
was a sled? Fuck you!
There, I just saved you 2 long boobless hours.
Not what he lost, motherfucker. It was his sense of childhood, his childhood wonderment. It was embodied in the fucking the sled. Sorry. I just ruined the movie.
The sled was like an actual living childhood wonderment.
Yes.
It was a symbol of his child wonderment that he had lost.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
I just lost
anyway,
his sled.
we should probably wrap it up. We've already been going for over 2.5 hours, which is way beyond our 2-hour projected running time, but we were having a good one this time. It was a good one.
Yeah.
I totally credit Stout and Stout alone for all of his contributions this evening.
Absolutely zero.
Oh no, you sneezed at one point.
I remember that
goes,
time
the
when
ring
we
is
were
That
talking
was
about,
a
"Fuck
great
you."
sneeze.
It was a game changer, man. It's a game changer.
Titanic sinks.
Titanic, fuck you.
Yeah.
The ring is destroyed. Fuck you.
Alrighty. I didn't see the other spoilers. Thankfully.
Oh, wait.
And
I got a
they're all
spoiler
gone
for
now
you.
anyway.
In Weekend at Bernie's, he's dead.
Yeah. And Weekman Bernie's 2, he's still dead.
And
Yeah.
and in Ghostbusters, there's ghosts that they bust
And in Ghostbusters 2, there's more ghosts.
that
Also
they bust.
being busted.
Yes.
The Terminator's a robot.
What?
Cyborg.
In speed, the bus hits 50.
Oh shit!
God damn it!
That's
And in Deep Throat? No, I won't.
Actually, I kind of thought it was funny in Speed how, like the opening scene with Dennis Hopper's character in that, like he runs off and then there's the big explosion, so you think, oh, maybe he blew himself up. And then they make this big deal later on about, you know, like, Harry, the bomber's still alive and everything. But in all the previews, you saw, like, all of Dennis Hopper's scenes. So it's like, we knew this. We knew he was going to come back.
Well, yeah.
And behind the green door, there's not actually a fucking door. It's just people fucking. That's it. Ruin the movie for you.
Ultimate spoiler of all time. There is no spoon.
Damn it. Thanks a lot, Garbage Gamer. Jerk. Now I know how Superman ends. Alrighty. On that note, have yourselves a great week, everybody. Everyone check out The Ghastly Love of Johnny X. Movie Gangbang is up now. DVD reviews will be going up shortly. Movie reviews on Why can't I say podcast?
Burn God. So go to like submission.
Burn cock pasta burn.
Burn cock pasta? What the fuck?
Alright.
I know you like meat in your spaghetti, but fuck.
I got myself into.
So we'll see you next week, everybody.
So I guess my last word of the evening is, Ouya's have hit Target by the end of October, nationwide.
Nerd.
Sorry, worldwide.
Alright, thanks for chatting, everybody. Until next time, sayonara.
Take care.
Penis.
I like turtles.
Yes?